It's on this shorty new year, shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here. Camp Shorty is where you will find family. Our mod Avengers will greet you with glee. At Camp Shorty, you can shine and shine bright, because the Shorty Camp leader is a fucking delight. It's on this shorty new year, a shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here. Your opinions are valid. You can fly like a bird with your comments and screen. You will always be heard. It's the best chat on YouTube. You can cuss all you want. And here at Camp Shorty, we even say cut. It's on this shorty new year, shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here. Let your all caps be free. It's so liberating. We stay on topic, although occasionally things get a bit feral, but it's clear to see. It's on this shorty new year, a shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here. Camp Shorty is where you will find family. Our mod Avengers will greet you with glee. At Camp Shorty, you can shine and shine bright, because the Shorty Camp leader is a fucking delight. It's on this shorty new year, a shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty, we're so glad you're here.
Hey, shorties! Oh my god, what am I doing with myself? Hi, good to see you. Hello, 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 hello. What is it? It's Tuesday where you are. It's Wednesday here, hump day. Yo. Oh, Kevin. Kevin. Sidebar. I'll allow it, Kevin. Good to see you. Lulabelle's here. Prince Lover's here. Joey's had a busy day. Joey has had a busy day. We've all who wasn't watching or listening to our Hank Brennan grind our gears so hard today. Yikes. Ow, Poppy. Oh, Zach's here. Yay, Zach, you never make it from the beginning. I got to play this right from the jump. Wait, what? This?
You're an idiot, Zach.
You're not an idiot. You're the most lovable idiot that ever there was. Absolutely. Cat Coco's here. Debbie Blair's here. Did I say hi, Prince Lover? Michelle, hello. Oh, Poppy's here. Of course Poppy's here. I can't see these words on the screen, my brain. I woke up at 2 this morning. Cheryl with an S is here. Wait, oh, that's Shelby. Hi there. Hi, Shelby. Wait. Going fast. Touch flying. Hi. Oh, Buster. Wait, Buster's locked in the fucking bedroom. Taryn, wait. Hang on, Busty, I'm coming. First things first. Taryn is lovely, but that's not me. This isn't me either, but you're going to pretend like it is. Okay, that. BRB. Such a professional. Hi. Hi, I'm back. Hey guys, look, I got you a treat today. Hey, you want a treat? Sorry, Buster's like, hey, yeah, I fucking love treats. Uncle Buster? Poppy? Okay, guy. Yes. Dog mom tricks. Okay, who's here? Kokomomo. Hi, Shelly. Good to see you. Shelby, I said hi. Steph's here. Say hi to Prince Lover. I said hi to Zach. Margaret's here. Good to see you, darling. Say hi to Debbie. Be love, live love. Love. I hope I haven't missed anyone. I feel like maybe I have. What, the duck? What, actually the duck? Wait, I'm trying. Oh, Tazzy. Hi. Good to see you. So who's ready for a bit of Bukkake tonight? That's what she said. Hi, Ruby D. Good to see you. My dog's ears went up when you said that. Yes, sorry about that. That's universal, isn't it? Moon Goddess, good to see you. Lovely. People starting to flock in. So we had last night off. I needed a day of no hair and makeup and just to be ugly. I stayed in my pajamas all day. It was the best. If Amber's here, is Amber here yet? I haven't seen her. I had a list of things to do. Lol. I didn't. Hey, what did I miss here? Joey! Joseph's already going with it. Wait, hang on. Oh my God, Buster. It was while I was doing dog stuff. Is it? Oh my God, oh my God. Yeah. Oh, there, where, there. No, that's Kevin. Why am I like this? So many questions. Oh my goodness. My mouse goes, what are you doing all that scrolling? No, that was yesterday. Wait, 10:05. What's the time? Oh no, that was right now. Oh my God. Thanks, Joey. I can't put it up on the screen. Because just me, but this. Hey, so Amy's here, Joseph's here. Let's start off with some exciting news. You know how I've been promising that if anyone made a sizable donation of $1,000 or more, wait, let me just check my audio is right. Nah, it's fucking not. Wait, this deserves. Sorry. Dumb. Should sound better now. Right. Yeah, if someone made a sizable donation, $1,000 or more, to Amy's GoFundMe, our beautiful Amy Boston, then I would take my top off. Not my bra, just my top. Here's the funny thing. Someone did make a very sizable donation. Thank you, Mr. Joseph Kane. Joey, beautiful man. Let me see. Was it $1,000? We get to see boobies. I mean, don't count your chickens before they're hatched, Shelby. Could be that Joey's funnier than all of us, more generous, and also a chivalrous gentleman. Wait, I fucked it. Here. What do we got? Oh, Joseph. $999. Oh, Joseph. You're a funny cunt, mate, and an even more generous person. Thank you so much. Sorry, all. Next time for the boobies. Has anyone else got a grand they want to donate to Amy in her battle against breast cancer? And she's getting new boobs. I've already got boobs. $1,000, man. Joseph, it was just $1 more. Hi, Poppy. Poppy says, I've got 6 boobs. Joseph, you fucking legend, right? What a good man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joseph. You're a funny, funny boy, man. We debated whether we'd do the full 1,000. And I'm like, I mean, it's up to you. A promise is a promise. I gave my word. And I would have. Unfortunately, it was $1 short. Technicality. So if anyone else has got $1,000, we could maybe see what Amy's got in store with her new boobs after she goes over through the shitty stuff. So if you can, please donate to Amy's Defense Fund. Fuck, every time, Amy. And can we throw some pink hearts in the chat? Lots of pink hearts for our beautiful girl, Amy. All the love, sending all the thoughts and prayers. And Joseph sent 999 big ones. That's a lot of memberships, Joseph. Love you. All right, who else is here? I've been seeing people. Hi, Cambry. No, man. It was a 1,000 even. The other thing Joseph and I thought was maybe his missus might say make it $2,000 for her to keep her fucking top on. So who's done the lurk? I see someone putting that Daisy Live Love. Yes. So chatters, we have a new thing here. If you want to slide on in, take a seat, but not be in the chat, all you need to do is type the exclamation point and lurk, and it will come up with this cool greeting. Also, you can type, I think it's exclamation point back if you slide back into chat. Boss move, Joseph. Look at all these pink hearts. Yes. Thank you, chat. We love you, Amy. You've got this. It's a fucking shit go, but you've got this. If anyone's got it, you've got it. Thanks, chat. I love you all. So Bukkake. I mean, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Shelby, so fair. Lots of pink hearts. Thank you all, chat. Very kind. We love you, Amy. We debated. I mean, it's Joseph Money, whatever. And I'm like, man, I know we'll make a lot of guys happy, maybe a few girls as well, but we also might piss a whole lot of ladies off. I don't know if I'm here for that, but whatever. The ball was in Joseph's court, and he went with chivalry, generosity, and hilarity, right? Good man. Lurk. I think, Vix, oh no, it worked. There you go. You can put other things in the chat as well. Nice. There's also some dad jokes in the chat. We'll see if they come out. Much love, Amy. We got you straight out of Hyde Park. There's also a new sidebar emote. I flicked out the I'm a fucking delight, because that doesn't need an emote. It just is, and swapped it out for sidebar. I think we're going to get a few of those in the Bukkake. Oh, I'm sorry, Bukhenik. He prefers Bukkake, but I don't know. We want to be official, right? Robin's here. I saw 13 Kings is here. Dave T. Hi. Okay. Oh, there's a dad joke. Lol. Zach, what did the sea say to the sand? We have to stop meeting like this. Candy's here. Beautiful. Shiitake Bukkake. Both delicious. Ooh, yikes. It's all the clips tonight, 100%. Okay. Right. Present screen. So we're going with Bukkake. He was on the afternoon of, Bukhenik. He was on the afternoon of, let me see, day 29. Afternoon of day 21 in the Karen Reid trial version 1. And then the morning of day 22. So we've got some testimony. Oh, Alan Jackson. Smooth as butter. Let's fucking go, chat. What do we got? Oh, great. I love when it does that every time. So we're silent. Bev, to start off the microphone.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Except it's not rumbling because we've got Lally first. We'll be fine.
You are unmuted.
That wasn't even me. That was the court. Hi, Catherine. Sidebar.
Hey. All present have any business before we on. Beverly Canoni.
She's not honorable. She's awful.
Draw name, give your attendance, and Shelby.
Hi, Sammy.
God save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Court is now open.
Fuck's here.
22117, the Commonwealth versus Karen Reid.
Put your dick away, Jim. Put your dick away.
So, good morning again, Council and Ms. Reid. Good morning, viewers. We appreciate your patience. Giving us this time actually helps streamline things today, so we appreciate that.
Exclamation
I do have
point
to ask
first,
you those
yes.
3 questions. Were you all able to follow the instructions and refrain from doing any independent research or investigation into this case since we left? Were you also able to follow the instructions and refrain from discussing this case?
I
with
think it
anyone
might be,
since we left
oh no, there it
yesterday?
is. Yep.
Did anyone happen to see, hear, or read anything about this case since we left yesterday?
Yes, every day.
Very much.
Like every day.
We answered
Bev,
those
every
questions appropriately. Okay, can we have Sergeant Bukhenik, please?
day. Bukkake. He prefers Bukkake. Hi, Jenny. Nice one, Cheryl. Go and make some dinner. You had a big day out in the cold, Cheryl. Thank you for your service to Karen Reid and justice. Standing up for the
You
court.
solemnly swear the evidence here before the court and jury in the case down here, and the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right.
All right, Mr.
Okay.
Lally, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Circle back just to a couple things that from your testimony from yesterday.
Oh, wait. What have I done?
Going back
Jesus,
to,
fuck. Can't.
the-
Excuse my language. Sorry, wrong one. Fuck. We are professionals. Hang on. What does this say? Why did I do 22 first? 21. Wait. 22. What am I doing with my life? Okay, wait. He must have been here the day before. Hold on. That's easy fixed. Well, we're here for a while then, chat. I thought for sure. I looked at his tie in the pictures. Hang on. I think I'm organized, and then we go live, and I'm like, oh, well, okay. I forgot something. A lot of stuff, apparently. To walk and talk, chat. BRB. Just let me be me over here, iconic shorty. Jesus fuck, chat. Okay. Well, hang in there. Let me just get this up. Whoa, that's what she said. Oh my goodness. Wait, he must have been on this. Anyway, okay. Whatever. Fine, chat. Fine. I don't even have an excuse. It's just me being delirious. Okay, not there. Okay. We got this. The fan. Okay. Stop sharing that. Fine. Whatever. It's lucky I have done this once or twice. I know you can't really tell, but it's in my ears. Share screen. Fuck. Day 20, apparently. Take note. Take 2. Peggy. It's like it would never even happen the way it happened. Well, shit. We're here for a while, chat. We might do this in 2 parts, maybe. I don't know. Thanks. Nick Francis is here. Hi, Nick. Good to see you. Yes, puppy. Hi. Madam Court Reporter. Iconic as always. Vixie's here. Hi, Vixie. Good to see you.
Okay, you can go ahead, Mr. Lally.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Sergeant Bukhenik,
Wait.
those items as far as the clothing
for
items
fuck's sake.
that you displayed for the jury
Just
just
to
prior
pretend
to
I'm
the
a
meeting.
professional. Sorry, chat. Oh, there we go. There he is swearing himself in. We'll swear with him. Okay, fine. It's fine. We got this. Oh,
You are unmuted.
for now. Let's get this speed up. Oh my God. What am I doing with my life? Why? Here, just here, like this. Why? Look, it says forensic scientist. Okay.
True, so help you God. I did. Thank you.
So help me, God. God save the Commonwealth. We got there, shorties. Fuck. Thanks for being here. Yikes. We only lost like 3 minutes tops in all that debacle.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Lally.
Thank you.
Oh, jeez.
Good afternoon, sir.
Jeez.
Good afternoon.
Could you please state your name and spell your last name for the jury?
Yes, sir. My name is Yuriy Bukhenik, spelled Y-U-R-I-Y, last of B-U-K-H-E-N-I-K.
A-P-E.
And how are you employed, sir?
I'm employed by the Massachusetts State Police.
And how long have you been a trooper with the state police?
I've been a trooper since 2012.
How much
And,
longer will
what,
you be a trooper?
Prior to being employed as a trooper with the state police, excuse me, what, if any, other employment or
What, if
background
any?
you have as far as law enforcement is concerned?
My law enforcement career began in 2003 when I graduated from the military police school in Fort Leonard, Missouri, while I was enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. From there, I was stationed at Quantico, Virginia, with the Marine Corps Presidential
Wait.
Helicopter Squadron.
I don't want to hear
I
this.
provided security for Marines,
Fuck off, Yuri.
which was a requirement of. I applied
Blah,
District
blah,
Attorney-
blah, blah, blah. I don't have any
To
teeth.
your work there.
investigations.
Second unit on January 29th, 2022.
I was.
And were you on call that day?
I was on call as a supervisor.
Now, can you explain to the jury as far as the on-call system within the detective units? Well, let me ask you this first. What, if any, duties or responsibilities do you have as sergeant
Hi,
or
Simi.
supervisor with
Yep.
reference to
Lurk
on-call
away.
duty and sort of how that works?
As a supervisor on call, responsibilities include answering the detective that's
Nice.
on call any questions that might arise. Obviously, we don't all have the same experience, so we put our heads together, and if it's a situation or case, a scene that they have not been exposed to before, they call the supervisor for guidance, suggestion, or bounce questions off of them in order to help them navigate
Sprinkle
that
some tail light
case.
pieces. Hi, Buster.
And who was the on-call detective on this particular date of January 29th?
January 29th, the morning hours up until 7 a.m., it was Trooper Michael Proctor.
And do you
Funny.
know Trooper
though.
Proctor?
I do.
And how long have you known Trooper Proctor?
Since he came into the office in 2019, I believe it was September, October 2019.
And have you
Much
supervised
longer,
Proctor
chap.
sort of throughout his work within the office?
I have supervised him throughout my supervisory position. So his entire time in the office,
We like to text.
while I was a supervisor, I've supervised him directly, yes.
And as far as that on-call system or that on-call rotation is concerned, how is that determined, or how does that sort of come into existence?
The on-call system is formulated, it's compiled the month prior. So for example, if it was December, beginning of December, the troopers in the office would submit their days requesting not to be on call due to trials, training, personal reasons, or vacations they had planned. Those days are submitted in the beginning of the month, and then if it's in the beginning of December, for example, the on-call schedule for January is then compiled a month in advance, really.
So these are generated well in advance of whatever specific date a trooper is on call, correct?
That's correct.
And as far as the detective unit within the North County District Attorney's Office, who, if anyone, is your supervisor?
Currently, my supervisor is Lieutenant Fanning, and the unit commander is Detective Lieutenant Brian Tully.
In that sort of pecking order, if you will, was that
Pecking order. Fuck you, fucking bird. On that note, on Saturday will be the next time, your Saturday, my Sunday, will be the next time we do any of the We Need to Talk things. Taryn, in a little while, is going to pop up a poll because I couldn't decide between whether we review Tully or whether we do Lanka, Good, and Gallagher. So you guys can choose either or. We'll do the three, or we'll just do Tully. It's up to you. I feel like that the bullshit that went on with those Canton PD folks might be interesting. We'll do it eventually, but you all will have the say, shorties.
the way that it was set up in January of 2022 as well?
Yes, it was.
Now, on this morning of January 29th, 2022, at some point,
Hi, Nick.
do you get a call in the morning, and from whom do you initially get a call?
I received a call approximately
Hi, Garrett.
6:44 in the morning or so from the H Troop headquarters, which is the field headquarters for the Metro Boston area, which also covers our county. And they advised me that there was a body in the snowbank in Canton. I asked for further details and then advised them that I was not on call, but I would call the on-call trooper and let them know that there was a call out requesting their assistance. So that's what I did. I called Trooper Proctor and advised them to contact Canton Police.
And following that initial contact that you had from the H Troop and then your call to Trooper Proctor, what happened then?
Trooper Proctor began making phone calls, gathering information.
Sustained. Next question.
What was the next thing that happened as far as you're involved?
They're few and far between, Chet.
I was advised of the circumstances under which the body was located and what was transpiring. And I told Trooper Proctor that I would start shoveling out during the blizzard and then proceed to meet him in Canton to begin our investigation.
Hi,
And
Reese.
where
Good
was
to
it that
see
you and Trooper Proctor first met up on that particular morning?
We met at the Canton Police Department.
Thank
And,
you,
do you
Steph.
recall
Beautiful
approximately what
girl.
time it was that you
This-
arrived at the Canton Police Department?
It was approximately 9:15 due to the amount of snow that was on the ground, the time that it took me to shovel out the main roads. Actually, no roads were plowed at the time during my track. So I decided to drive my personal truck to
Bye,
Canton
Kevin. Take care.
Police
Mwah.
Department.
Love you.
because it was a 4-wheel drive and meet Trooper Proctor there.
Now, as far as your personal truck versus you have a work vehicle as well,
That's correct.
you mentioned that the truck is 4-wheel drive. What is
Hi,
the difference
Nick.
between your personal truck and its capabilities in weather versus the work vehicle?
Well, at the time, there was approximately 10, 15 inches of snow that
Right.
had accumulated
What the
already.
Oh my God.
My work vehicle is a sedan, low to the ground, low clearance, front wheel drive. It would not be able to navigate the road conditions at the time. My 4-wheel drive vehicle is higher clearance from the roadway and was able to navigate the conditions at the time.
And sir, when you arrived, so at approximately 8:22 in the morning or so, where is it that you were at that point in time, if you know?
At 8:22, I would say I was still blowing the snow out of my
was
driveway,
still
clearing the
blowing,
path for my truck to
Bukkake.
leave the driveway.
And
So many
when you
Bukkake
arrived at
jokes.
the Canton Police Station, you mentioned that you met Trooper Proctor there.
I'm going to speed it up a little more.
Trooper Proctor was in the parking lot in his vehicle, and I pulled in, backed in next to his, and we walked in together into the police department, I believe.
And when you walked into the Canton Police Station on that morning, sometime after
1.4,
9 a.m.,
much better.
where is it that you went? Who, if anyone, did you talk to when you first got there?
We walked into the police department, were guided to the detective department division of the PD, and we met with the detectives from Canton and Sergeant Good, who was the uniform patrol sergeant and having been the first responder to the scene as well.
Now, without reference to anything that was communicated between the two of you, at some point prior to getting to the Canton Police Station, did you have conversations with Trooper Proctor?
Yes, I did.
And did Trooper Proctor make you aware of conversations that he had had with other people prior to getting to the Canton Police Station?
Objection.
No, I'll allow that. That's a yes or no.
Yes.
Where are your teeth,
And so you get
Bukkake?
to the Canton Police Station, you and Trooper Proctor then proceed to talk to Sergeant Good, is that correct?
That's correct.
And again, without any reference to what was said to you by Sergeant Good, he relayed some information to you as well.
That's correct.
No, I'll allow that.
That's correct.
And if you know about how long was the period of the conversation that you had with Sergeant Good? at
You're all
Canton
good,
Police
Amy. Listen,
The
look.
conversation with Sergeant Good was
All good, babe.
probably 25 to 30 minutes. He walked us through his.
Love you.
Next question, please, Mr. Lally. I'm going to stop you from answering that, Sergeant.
Yes, Ron.
So, Sergeant Bukhenik, in reference to,
Well, good, Shelby.
at some point, did you learn the name of the body or the person that was found on
Hi,
the lawn on
Lois.
Fairview Road?
Yes, I did.
Who did you learn him to be?
Mr. John O'Keefe.
And in reference to where Mr. O'Keefe's body was at that point, what, if any, information did you receive about that?
Objection.
I'll allow that.
Of course you will.
We learned that Mr. O'Keefe's body was transported to the hospital, Good Samaritan Hospital in Brockton.
And in reference to the Good Samaritan Hospital in Brockton, who, if anyone else, were you told had been taken to that facility as well in relation to your response that morning?
Objection.
I'll allow that.
The defendant.
Someone.
And,
It
just
was
to be clear, at some points
Joseph.
over the course of your investigation, have you had
Pause and just say, Shelby, it wasn't someone. It was Joey. It was our Joseph. Joseph Kane, being a very generous and chivalrous man at the same time. Hilarious. I love it. He's good people, our Joseph.
interactions with Karen Reed?
Yes, I have.
And to be clear, when we say, as far as Karen Reed, the defendant, you see her in the courtroom today.
Yes, I do.
Can you identify just as to where she's seated or an article of clothing that she's wearing?
She's seated between her legal defense team wearing the white blouse.
Your Honor, does the record reflect identification of the defendant?
Yes.
So upon having that conversation with Sergeant Good at the Canton Police Station, where is it that you and Trooper Proctor went next?
From the Canton Police Department, we proceeded to the McCabe residence.
And that was over on Country Lane, is that correct?
That's correct, number 12, Country Lane.
It's more than
And when you
69
arrived
now,
there,
Nick. But anyway,
as far
we
as
missed it. We
transportation
fucking missed
to
69.
that, is it you and Trooper Proctor in the same vehicle?
Yes, I made the decision to drive us. That way we only take one vehicle. In addition to Trooper Proctor being able to make phone calls and facilitate other logistics as necessary, allowed him that freedom to do so while I operated the vehicle in the dangerous snow conditions.
And the snow conditions that you were talking about as far as clearing out the
Hi.
driveway, the drive to the Canton Police Station, did those conditions persist throughout the day of the 29th?
Yes, they did.
So you make your way over to the McCabe residence, again, without anything that was said. Who, if anyone, did you speak with at the McCabe residence that morning?
We first spoke with Miss Jennifer McCabe. We then spoke with Mr. Matt McCabe, and then we spoke with Mr. Brian Albert.
And with reference to each of those conversations, were they done collectively or separately, or how were those interviews conducted?
Each interview was conducted separately. We first interviewed Miss Jennifer McCabe with request of Mr. McCabe to give us privacy. He proceeded upstairs. Once we were done with that interview, Mr. McCabe came downstairs, and Miss McCabe gave us the same courtesy. And once that interview was over, Mr. Brian Albert had arrived, and we interviewed him briefly.
Is that sort of the typical process of how at least your unit conducts interviews with respect to civilians?
Yes, with cooperating civilians, we typically advise them that we're going to be rescheduling an interview.
Cooperating.
We proceed to their location of convenience and separate them
Oh,
and
Emma.
get their version of recollection of events that we are inquiring about.
Now, after you spoke with those three individuals,
pausing to say, Amber, if you had Dr. Pepper and cheese, we might draw some correlation between you and Sarah Boone, just saying. But I'm glad you got your pop, your fizzy drink, as we call it here, your soft drink. Cheese is bay, the chat is bay. So next time.
So yourself and Trooper Proctor at the McCain
I have
residence. Where is
cheese.
it that you and Trooper Proctor went next?
We proceeded to the Good Samaritan Hospital in Brockton.
And where within the Good Samaritan Hospital did you go?
We went to the emergency department.
Hi, Jay.
And
Good to
within
see
the
you.
emergency department, were you led to a specific room?
Yes, we were.
And what, if anything, did you observe when you were in that room?
Once in the room, we observed Mr. O'Keefe's body on the medical bed or gurney, and his clothing, which had been cut off of him, were on the floor at the foot of the bed, a couple of feet away at the foot of the bed.
Now, first, with regard to the clothing, what, if anything, did you do with regard to
Hi, MCAT. That's just weird.
After viewing Mr. O'Keefe's body, we proceeded to identify the clothing items and bag them into evidence bags, notating which item and the brief description about
Notating?
each
Just
item of clothing.
noting. Just
Let me
noting.
ask you just a little bit about that as far as that process is concerned. So when an item of evidence is collected
Same, Kathy.
by you or
So
by your
much.
units during the course of an investigation, is there sort of a policy or protocol, or how are things, what do you do with things when you collect them and take them into custody and evidence?
If we deem an item to be of evidentiary value, we identify the
Chuck
item,
it on the floor.
take a brief description of it, and we label the evidence bag with
Yes.
that description. We notate who's
Yum.
taking the item into custody, typically who located the item, the time that it's located, and the location from which it was seized or taken or collected.
And with regard to items of clothing, is that something that would be placed in just one big bag of clothes, or like how would those be packaged in evidence bag?
Mr. O'Keefe's clothing, which was already in one big pile on the floor, we packaged all.
Okay, jurors, feel free to stand up and stretch.
Wisconsin. MCAT. But do you like spotted cow? Because that's what counts. What's spotted cow? I love that you can do unlurk or back. Put an exclamation point before unlurk or exclamation point back. No space between the two. And Stream Elements will say, hi, good to see you. Did you bring cheese? Oh, Peggy. Hi, James. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Oh, 69 in chat. 69 watching. Not 69 chatters. Drop it like it's hot, chat. Oh, it's gone to 68. Motherfucker. We just never can. Hang on. Let me skip through. It's so hard to just keep it on 69, right, chat? We're here for long enough to not be talking through sidebars. A sidebar! Wait, there's a sidebar remote. What am I doing with my life? Sidebar.
And so I'm sorry, Sergeant Buchanan, when you come into the hospital room where Mr. O'Keefe's body was, there's clothing items that are on the floor, is that correct?
That's correct.
And do you recall how those clothing items were in relation to each other, in relation?
Yes, Jay. I posted a photo of my hot cross buns on my community tab. And then I was schooled very quickly by Halos and Horns, or Horns and Halos, that we have hot cross buns in the States. I was like, they're in the freezer now, but go to my community tab. There's a picture there, but yum. Yes, hot cross buns, all of the buns, Bukkake and buns. And
They were
69.
positioned on the floor in a pile stacked on top of each other, and they were in a
74 now.
condition of being soaking wet.
And with respect to those clothing items, do you recall what those clothing items were individually?
Yes, sir.
And what were
They
they?
were a plaid pair of boxer underwear.
Hi, Lisa.
It was a orange colored design print t-shirt. It was a blue pair of Lucky Brand jeans, a belt, two-tone gray, light, thin hooded sweatshirt, and
Washed,
a right
laundered.
sneaker, black in color with white design and a Nike brand.
Laundered. Nick, yes. Poor Peggy. I know she's not everyone's cup of tea, but you got to feel for her. I feel for Peggy, personally, my opinion, I feel for Peggy as being someone who has lost two children, early. But just because she's a victim of crime doesn't mean that she's a good person, with all due respect. So my empathy for Peggy goes as far as that's tragic to have lost two children. I don't have any empathy for her conduct since. Just me. Thank you, Joseph. And wait. Ooh, thank you, Joseph. Flicking out the fives at the strip club. I love that for us. Thank you, Joey.
And how many sneakers were there contained within that property?
One right sneaker.
And what, if any, observations did you make of the condition beyond them being soaking wet?
I also recognized, due to the aroma and visual observations, traces of vomit on the clothing.
And with regard to those items that you observed on the floor, what, if anything, did you and or Trooper Proctor do with reference to those clothing?
Objection.
Guys.
I'll allow that.
Hi,
Once
Liz.
we
Good to
went
see
through
you.
the clothing, we collected each item and put it into a large evidence bag. We double bagged it due to the wetness of the clothing, so it would not seep through. We also identified the fact that there was only one sneaker. So I requested that Trooper Proctor contact the paramedics that transported Mr. O'Keefe from 34 Fairview to the hospital and have them once again check their ambulance to see if there was another sneaker inadvertently left behind in the ambulance vehicle.
He just gets
Now,
a
prior to
payout.
sort of physically touching
Is
this
his
or any
house
other
up?
piece of evidence, what, if any, other sort of precautions do you take prior to handling, tactile handling any piece of evidence?
Anytime we handle evidence, which obviously we take great caution not to
Yes.
destroy, alter,
Yes.
or discard any evidence, we also put on
Exactly.
gloves in order to help preserve that item.
And in reference to these items or items of anything of evidentiary value that you
Steph, do you mean Carl Dougal, who was turfed out of court for shoulder barging Karen in the hallway one day? So he was no longer allowed in court. Is that who you mean? Is that the Carl you mean? I know there was Carl being talked about today during the Dalbert hearing, part 2, but is that who you mean?
seize as evidence, once you take it and secure it into an evidence bag, what happens to it from there?
Once it's secured in the evidence bag, it is sealed and logged
Hi,
into
Holly.
our evidence storage facility at the office. And then as necessary, it is signed out, shipped off for processing, review, or court proceedings.
And as far as that sealing is concerned, how are bags or boxes of items of evidentiary value, how are they sealed?
Once the bag is,
I'll allow it.
Of course you will.
thank you, Your Honor.
Of course you
Once
will.
the bag is sealed, we utilize tape, typically red or yellow tape. Once it's secured, we initial and date the tape on the edge. And that procedure helps identify the time and date it was sealed and by who with the initials.
And then once that bag or box is sealed, if that bag or box is subsequently opened at a later time, what, if any, notation or what, if any, recordation of that is made?
Anytime a piece of evidence is signed out for review, it's logged in the tracking system. In addition, anytime a piece of evidence is opened, with a container being the bag
Hi,
or box
Frank,
is
good to
open
see
and
you.
the tape is cut, it is then resealed, reinitialed, and dated by the trooper or an individual who's signing that evidence out and then returning it.
As far as the evidence bag or box is concerned, when it's been opened, is that something that is noticeable based on the sealing and resealing of that particular receptacle?
Yes, sir. It is definitely noticeable, and it's noted in the systems.
Now, with regard to, you mentioned or made some mention earlier in the testimony in regard to evidence storage facilities at your office.
Yes.
Can you describe what those are and who,
Wait.
if anyone, has access to those evidence storage areas?
Within our office, we have 2 troopers that are designated.
Pausing. Michelle, sorry, I didn't see your membership gifting. Thank you so much. That was a way back when, but thank you. So much green. Thanks everyone for being here. Have you hit the like?
It is evidence officers. Those individuals have access to the secure
Hit
rooms
like if you love
designated
Bukkake.
strictly for evidence storage. Those rooms are inventoried and kept under not just lock and key, but also digital access control and alarm systems. They are the only ones that have access to those facilities, in addition to our unit commander. But I'll tell you that our unit commander does not access that room without the evidence officers. I myself, even as a supervisor, do not have access to that room.
No, Michelle. Michelle was working the overnight shift last night. So good night. Thank you for stopping by. Love you. Mwah.
You don't have access to that evidence room, is that correct?
That's correct.
Is Trooper Proctor, is he one of those evidence officers? Did he have access to that room?
He does not.
As far as at the time in January of 2022, who were the troopers within your office who did have access to that?
In January 2022, that would be Trooper Jeff Kakowski and Trooper David DeChico.
And that would be in addition to Lieutenant Tully, is that correct?
Detective Lieutenant Tully, I believe, has access to it, but I cannot speak to that. I just believe that he does, as a unit commander, to facilitate any next assignment.
Now, with reference to any items that you were physically present for that were taken into custody or taken into evidence, including that clothing from the hospital on January 29th and any other items throughout the course of this investigation, when they were taped and sealed,
Hi, Nana Robin, good to see you.
what happened with each of those items once they were taken back to your office?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
Thank you, Taryn.
Each item that was sealed, it was processed in.
Sealed. Taryn says there's a poll up. I never can see it. I'll see if I can see it. But vote. Do you want Tully or the terrible three musketeers from Canton PD on Saturday? You choose, shorties. You choose.
It was logged in, and then it was stored after processing. It was stored in the evidence room.
Now, returning back to the Good Samaritan Hospital, within that hospital room, you made mention that you secured items and that you made observations of Mr. O'Keefe. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And can you describe for the jury, as far as Mr. O'Keefe's body, what were those observations? That
I see the poll.
Mr. O'Keefe's body was laying on his back. The observations I made were
so exciting.
of,
Don't forget to vote, chat.
bruising to the eyelids of his face. Based on my experience and having cases with head trauma, I can tell you that during subdural hematoma,
Yeah, I'll sustain the objection. You can build a foundation if you can.
Amy, thank you,
over the
darling.
course of
Yeah,
your
welcome,
work,
new members.
with this unit in particular, if you know about how many homicide or let me step into it this way. As far as your work within this unit, as far as it's concerned, what, if any, jurisdiction does the State Police Detective Unit of the District Attorney's Office have with reference to not only homicide but death investigations within Norfolk County?
by statute, Chapter 38, Section 4, each county, the district attorney's office is provided jurisdiction over all death investigations. As a result, the law enforcement entities that are assigned to that Norfolk or that district attorney perform the investigations. In Norfolk County, those individuals are members of the Massachusetts State Police assigned to the State Police Detective Unit within our office.
And so, as
We'll
far as
leave it
death
open all night.
investigations, what exactly or what type of investigations would that encompass?
Death investigations that we have jurisdiction over are all unattended deaths. Unattended death means that a physician, a doctor, is not overseeing the individual that passes. Those deaths would be suicides, homicides, overdose type deaths, natural deaths, accidental deaths, and so forth.
Bukkake.
Any type of death that is not overseen
so
by a doctor at a
professional,
medical
isn't it?
facility or in a hospice type situation.
So, as a result of your assignment to this unit and that sort of exclusivity of jurisdiction over unattended deaths within Norfolk County, if you know approximately how many death investigations have you been a part of over the course of your work with the State Police Detective Unit?
Boobs, nudes and boobs.
Over the last 9 years, I would venture to say it's over 500 death investigations that I was a part of.
And Sergeant, over the course of your involvement within those investigations, if you know how many of those investigations involved some indication or some type of head trauma?
Scores of investigations that involved some sort of head trauma.
Interesting,
And through the
Debbie.
course of your investigations, in those cases that have involved scores of head trauma, have you been privy to information as far as medical findings, autopsy reports, things of that nature in relation to those prior
Jenny,
investigations?
just type
Yes, sir, I
lurk.
have been.
Just type lurk. If you type lurk in the chat, exclamation point lurk. Here, let me type it. Not lurking. Well, it's all new. Lurk. It'll do it. Carrying on. Continuing on. No, I hate that. Just carry on or continuing.
With regard to your observations of Mr. O'Keefe, with regard to his eyelids,
Oh, yeah.
what if any observations did you make, and what if any?
Where is it?
Well, let me start just with the physical observations. What if any physical observations did you make of Mr. O'Keefe's face and body in general?
Got
His
it,
face,
Jenny.
I observed the
Excellent. Good
swelling
one.
and the discoloration being produced through the blood pooling in the eyelids.
Yep. So just
Hi,
your
Ryan.
observation. So the
Yay.
swelling and
Good
discoloration.
to see you.
I'll
Is Lynn
strike
here?
the remainder of what you've said.
I also observed a cut to his nostril and an eyelid, which was very small in size, which would have been produced by a
Objection.
Yeah. So we'll
Which
leave it
would
at
have
that.
been
Next question,
produced
Lynn.
by a knuckle coming
Based
into
on
his
your training
fucking.
experience, what if any conclusions or what if any opinions that you have?
Oh,
in
there
regards to
Lynn is.
swelling around the-
Hi, Lynn.
Objection.
Yeah. I'll see you at sidebar here.
Sidebar. Members, drop a sidebar remote in the chat. We have it. It's right at the very start of the emotes. I swapped out that feckin' delight one. Yes. Here, we'll skip through the sidebar. Good to see you all. Thank you for being here. Oh, it was a very quick sidebar. Sidebar. Sorry, I can't stop saying it. Oh, Steph,
Your Honor.
beautiful girl.
So Sergeant Bukhenik, with reference to your prior death investigations, have you had occasion to make observations of bodies that there was a later determination of some sort of subdural hemorrhage?
Yes.
I'll allow that. Have you made those observations? Have you been part of those investigations?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
And what you observed in regard to Mr. O'Keefe, was that consistent or inconsistent with what you had observed on those prior investigations?
Objection.
That I'll allow.
It was
I'll
consistent.
allow it. Oh.
Now, in addition to the injuries that you observed to Mr. O'Keefe's face, what, if any, injuries did you observe to his extremities?
His extremities produced abrasions to his upper forearm and lower bicep area on his right arm.
And just as you use that term, I'm not asking for any sort of medical definition, but
No,
as far as
because
you
you're
use
a
that term
fucking
abrasions,
state
what do you
trooper.
understand that term?
I understand that term to be a injury sustained through blunt force trauma or friction to the epidermis of the skin, where a crushing of the vascular system occurs and produces that type of sign on the skin.
And from your observation of the injuries to Mr. O'Keefe's arm, which arm is this again?
It was his right arm.
And as far as your observation of those injuries to his right arm, what, if any,
Could be, Steph.
as far as the consistency of those injuries, what, if anything, did you note or observe in reference to those?
Consistency with what? With the
Let me rephrase this.
Yeah.
Did
How
she
were
ignore
the
you?
abrasions that you're describing positioned in relation to each other?
Each abrasion appeared to me to be linear and concentrated in a specific
my
location
God.
on the arm. It didn't go any further north of a point.
It's weird how it was just like dog bites and scratches, right? The epidermis of the skin, really. It's like a pin number, just pin, ATM machine, just ATM, epidermis of the skin.
And did not go any further south of a point. So it was concentrated in the elbow,
This
a few
guy's
inches
a
below the elbow, a
bonehead.
few inches above the elbow on the right arm.
Now, while you were at the Good Samaritan Hospital, did you endeavor to speak with Ms. Reed?
We did attempt to, yes.
And was she present at the hospital at that time?
No, she was not.
And at some point subsequent to that, did you receive, or what, if any, information did you receive as to her whereabouts?
We were made aware that she was located at 345 Country Hill Drive in Dayton at her parents' home.
And where did you go from the Good Samaritan Hospital once you left from there?
We proceeded to that location.
Now, sir, with reference to the items of clothing that you recovered from the Good Samaritan and Mr. O'Keefe's, do you have those items of clothing with you here today in court?
Yes, I do.
Your Honor, with the court's permission, I would ask that the witness be allowed to
Kraken.
retrieve those
Good
items
to
and
see
display
you,
those items.
Kraken.
okay? Are they in the courtroom?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Yes.
May I approach?
Yes.
Yes, yes. Smash it for Shorty. Just slide like you're not wearing gloves. Just slide your DNA on the like button. Oh, that woman was there.
How many
today,
items
was
are we
she?
talking about?
Interesting. So he puts those gloves on like a doctor, doesn't he?
Okay. Jurors, if we go a little past 1, my intention would be to still just take a half-hour lunch today and come back. So
Half-hour.
I'd rather just go through this if we could.
2 more likes to 69. Debbie's on it.
Sergeant,
Yes.
sending you with this item, do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
And what do you recognize that to be?
The sweatshirt from the hospital room where Mr. O'Keefe was located.
Okay.
And Your Honor, the call multi seek to introduce.
Chat, let's have a look at this when he pulls it out. I know we've seen photos. To me, it looks laundered, and someone lolled at me when I said not scrubbed or soaked, just rinsed quickly in the machine and then put back on John, in my opinion. Still wet, hence why the garments were very wet when his lifeless body was found on the front of 34 Fairview.
Introduce and admit that as the next exhibit.
Okay. Any
My court
objections, Mr.
reporter.
Jackson?
So you can see what's in the back. Before I can object.
Amen.
So, okay. All right. So you've received photos of all of this, right?
I assume what's in the bag is what's been photographed.
Did someone
Let's
say
see it.
biffle?
All right. So let's
Bang
go ahead. and
bang.
open
With the court's permission.
Wait.
it. Yes.
When Biffle arrives, we have to say a proper hello to Biffle. Wait, take that off. That's what she said. And then this. Biffle. I sent mine, but the file was too big. Clip it. Good to see you, Biff. Yes, we did it. 69 likes. Boom. Now let's look at this fucking hoodie.
No objection.
Mr. Lally, why don't you come take the bag?
Wait, chat, wait.
Yes.
Put it back.
Wait. We'll slow it down so we can see it. And I'll speed it back up again. Sorry, me groaning like Lally, like I'm passing a kidney stone. What the fuck are you doing, Bukkake? He's like, I don't know about this washing business. There.
No objection.
Can't really see it. Madam Court Reporter.
Mr. Lally, why don't you come take the bag?
Mr. Lally. Nice folding, dickhead.
Yes.
Put it back in the bag.
It's in evidence, and we'll put that
Yes,
back in the
put it
bag.
back away.
437.
Okay.
Shelby's back. What? Madam Court Reporter was not there today? Bullshit.
Can I
7.
approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
I need you another item, sir. Do you recognize that item?
Yes, I do.
And what do you
Hi,
recognize
Pope.
that
Good to
be?
see you. Thank you.
Says it's a one orange T-shirt.
And Your Honor, with the court's permission, if the witness could remove that item and display it for the jury as well.
Yes.
Else, doesn't it? Dear chat, I know all of us have had blood on clothing before, on garments, on fabric. Blood doesn't look like that faded, washed out bullshit when it's on clothing. It sets very quickly, within half an hour of, at least at the most, of blood getting onto clothing or fabric. If you don't get in there and excuse me, put some stain remover on there or rinse it out with cold water, not hot water. If you use hot water, it sets the blood. Pro tip. Very, very clean for blood and vomit. Isn't it right? That's right, Debbie. So fucking sus. We'll go back to the regular speed. I mean, the not torture speed. Hi, Timely. Good to see you. Put your dick away, right, Joey? Right, Jim? I can't even look how he folds it. It's offensive to my eyes.
No objection.
Hi, Nick Nack. Good to see you. Yeah, we're the get along crew. We all fucking get along. Moist. We don't say moist. That's disgusting. Doesn't change gloves. No, exactly.
Yes.
Another item, sir. Do you recognize that?
Timmy's back.
Yes,
brought
it's the
cheese. Amazing.
right sneaker, recovered from the hospital room.
Your Honor, with the court's permission, if the witness could remove that item.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay. What's Bev doing? Sidebar. What are we doing with a sidebar? You know you can drop it in the chat if you want. Oh, if I could just press send. Okay, yep. Yet again, no glove change. Correct. Moist is the worst word in the dictionary. What the duck? You can use moist for chocolate cake and soil. That's it. We don't need to use moist ever. Ever. It's not the word. It's just not the word. It's repulsive. As repulsive as him. He's moist. Yuck. 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 Oh my God, how this is cyber.
All right, Mr. Lally.
Oh, the shoes. Oh, good. I love this.
Sergeant.
I love this for us. Hang
You
on.
are
You're
unmuted.
unmuted. Yes. We'll go to slow, regular speed again. Very clean sneaker, isn't it?
All right, Mr. Lally.
In the corrupt dirty cops defense, I wash my sneakers every 1 or 2 wears, all of them. I have white sneakers, I have all colored sneakers, I have a mad sneaker collection, and they come up pretty well. But John had been out, right? Officer John O'Keefe had been out drinking. He'd been at the pub. His
Yes, thank you, sir. If you could return that to the back, please.
show us the soul, motherfucker. Where's the other shoe? Where's the other one, motherfucker?
Yes, I'm going to. Thank you.
I have an objection.
May I approach one at a time?
It's the new
My
one.
apologies.
Oral. Okay.
I guess I
I'm
should
not a
have said
fan
no
of
objection
panties.
with what
The
we
word
discussed.
I
panties.
understand.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness again?
Yes.
From that set, do you recognize that?
Yes, it's a bag containing a
Wait, we're on normal speed again.
blue jeans, black belt,
Oh, we'll leave
and
it on
flat
slow.
boxer shorts.
And Your Honor, with the court's permission, may the witness remove just the jeans and the belt from the back?
Yes.
Right? It's a bad word. I actually have a hilarious song in my playlist called Ratchet Redemption, which utilizes the words moist panties and meat curtains, among other things. It's a fucking hilarious song. I think it's still members only, but there's plenty of you members if you want to listen to it. It's great. All of the lyrics were, pretty much all of them were garnered from a Chef's Kiss, 1010, Dep V Heard Feral Friday. Oh no, yeah, it was. Yep. Good times. Okay, we've got boxers and jeans in this one, chat. Exactly, Debbie. Okay, wait. Then there's some big jeans. Oh, they're cut. Oh, sorry, wait, they're cut. Right. Washed, laundered, 100 million%, 1 quadrillion%, my favorite number ever. Show us the other side, you fucking freak. Now, why would you need to see the whole pair of jeans? No, just one side. Okay, that's cool. I love that for us. And what's that folding? Okay, the jocks. Does he pull the jocks out? The belt. There you go, chat. Remember, there's been questions about the belt. The belt was there, but I don't think he pulls the jocks out, no?
Thank you, sir.
Show us the jocks,
You can return
motherfucker.
that to the back, sir.
He said there was belt, jeans, and jocks, boxes in that bag.
Your Honor, the Commonwealth will seek to introduce and admit as the next exhibit.
Okay.
No objection, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I object.
So are you not displaying the third item, but it's going into evidence? Or is it just the jeans and the belt going into evidence?
The jeans and the belt into evidence, Your Honor, with the court's permission.
So we can.
Why is that, though? Why didn't the jocks go into evidence, Lally? I have questions.
Mark the bag and we'll remove the third item.
The jocks
during a break.
stained with vomit. Why?
Thank you.
Why didn't the defense object to that? That's weird.
All right. So, Sergeant, you'll be with us this afternoon. Why don't we take our lunch and recess? It's only going to be about a half an hour.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. So,
Blue
folks,
waffle.
we'll see you back here. Let's say no later than 1:40. Okay.
Court, all rise for the jury.
Ham wallet. Meat curtains. Okay. No, don't Google blue waffle, Kraken. I know you know what's what. Okay, we'll skip through lunch. What did the red light say to the green light? Don't look at me, I'm changing. Okay. Love you, Karen. Free Karen Reid. What a strong woman.
You are muted.
Yeah, often. Gotcha. Wait. Oh my goodness. It was only a short lunch. Fuck, we're here forever, chat. Oh. Okay. Let's go. What else we got? What other lies we got?
That's fine.
Yes, Simi. You got a membership. Yay. Use the emotes. Interesting, Peyton. Hi. The socks weren't there at all, I don't think. Moon Goddess. Bye, Amber. Mwah, I love you.
You can go ahead, Mr. Lally.
Yes, thank you, Sergeant Buchanan. Those items, as far as the clothing items that you displayed for the jury just prior to the recess, those were the same.
But, Holly, I don't know about that. Where was it? Because they didn't even enter them into evidence, right? They're evidence. It's suspicious. That's all.
Clothing items that you recovered from the hospital room of the Good Samaritan on January 29th. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, you had mentioned earlier in your testimony that those items had been placed into one bag initially. What, if anything, happened with those items as far as their keeping or their bagging once you got back to the office or to your where the evidence room?
Due to the condition of those items after they arrived at the office, the items were laid out on butcher's paper that we utilized for evidence viewing and allowed to dry naturally because they were soaking wet.
And as far as when they were done with that sort of drying process, how were they packaged from there?
They were packaged in the bags, sealed up, and stored for transport and processing.
Wait, he said they were soaking wet. It was a light powdery snow. They shouldn't have been soaking wet if they were on his body, right?
There's paper that we utilized for evidence viewing and allowed to dry naturally because they were soaking wet.
And as far as when they were done with that sort of drying process, how were they packaged from there?
They were packaged in the bags, sealed up, and stored for transport and processing.
And so those would be bags individual for each clothing item, is that correct?
Each item the way that it was packaged, the pants with the belt and the boxers, and then so on and so forth with the sweatshirt and sneakers.
And we'll get to this a little bit more in a moment, but at some point there were pieces of plastic, red and clear plastic, that were recovered by you and other troopers from Fairview Road, is that correct?
That's correct.
At any point in time, were pieces of clear and red plastic that were recovered from 34 Fairview Road
Right,
placed inside
Daisy?
the same evidence bag as any piece of clothing that you recovered?
No, absolutely not.
Now, with reference to the hospital of Good Samaritan, in addition to yourself and Trooper Proctor, were there other members of the state police or other units of the state police that arrived at the hospital at some point?
Yes, sir. Lieutenant Mello came to the hospital to document the victim and the clothing, and he's assigned to the State Police Crime Scene Services section.
Now, as far as the Crime Scene Services section, or CSSS, what, if any, role do they have with relation to your investigation in this case, or your investigations in general as far as documentation is concerned?
Crime Scene Services section assists us in documenting scenes through video and photographs. They also assist in collecting latent prints, fingerprints. They assist in collecting impressions, like foot impressions in the mud or soil, and those types of missions.
Now, there are a number of different troopers that are assigned to that particular unit, is that correct?
That's correct.
And as far as over the course of this investigation, how many occasions approximately were there that a member of the Crime Scene Services section responded to memorialize or photograph different scenes or different areas throughout the course of your investigation in this case?
Just off the top of my head, there would be 4 or 5, maybe 6 instances where a
Nick, not the law enforcement, the McAlberts. Coco washed his clothes, 100% guaranteed. They washed his clothes and redressed him. That's why his socks weren't on correctly. And that's why the blood staining looks like it looks, because if he lost 3 liters of blood, yep, that's the speculation. It's me, I'm speculating, but I think a lot of chat will agree.
trooper or sergeant from crime scene services responded to the scene to assist us in this investigation.
Now, at any point in time over the course of the investigation, when crime scene services troopers responded to document anything, was it ever the same trooper more than once?
No, it was not.
That's
And so with
terrifying.
regard to January 29th, back at the Good Samaritan Hospital, there were Sergeant Mello arrived to document a photograph of Mr. O'Keefe, correct?
That's correct.
And Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
Maybe what the duck? Yes, fair.
Mr. Lally, do you want me to give my instruction now or in a few minutes?
Just about 30 seconds.
Okay.
And so Sergeant Bukhenik just placed 3 photographs before you. Do you recognize what's depicted in those 3 photographs?
I do.
And what do you recognize those to be?
That is Mr. John O'Keefe.
And what's contained within those photographs is that a fair knack of a trailer which you saw of Mr. O'Keefe's body at the Good Samaritan Hospital on January 29th.
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, may I approach again?
Yes.
Your Honor, Commonwealth seeks to introduce in the mid.
All right. So there's no objection, right? All right. So, folks, the Commonwealth is introducing into evidence through this witness certain photographs that are not pleasant and may be considered graphic photos. Sometimes evidence is presented that creates an emotional reaction in jurors. For example, it's natural and understandable to feel sympathy and empathy when you hear about a person who was injured in some serious way or suffered in some way or who has passed away. But as jurors, you've taken an oath to follow the law, and I
Phew,
instruct
what
you
the
that you
duck.
must
I
separate
was
any
worried.
emotional reaction on your part from the informational value and weight of the evidence. You must not be influenced in any way by the nature of some of the testimony, and you must find the facts in this case.
Fuck up, Bev. Also, when I don't know, I just don't think soaking wet. It was powdery snow. I don't know. But I'm glad you think they watched them too. I love when people agree with me. You don't people don't have to agree with me. I love the hive mind, but my intuition, my understanding of laundering garments for 50 years of my life, well, not 50, 40 years, and knowing what blood staining looks like in fabric compared to when you've quickly washed it.
It's based only on the evidence. You can't find facts or base your decision on sympathy, anger, passion, or prejudice or pity for or against either side in this case. Rather, your verdict must be based solely on the evidence and my instructions on the law.
Right, timely?
That, Mr. Lally, those photos will be in evidence.
Thank you. Your Honor, with the court's permission, may publish just briefly each of the 3 respective photographs.
Yes.
Hi, Thea comes in with a zinger.
Thank you.
And Ms. Gilman, if I could have photograph 2866. And Sergeant, directing your attention to the screen, is that what's displayed on there now has been marked as Exhibit 441. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
And using the laser pointer on the desk before you, if you could draw the jury's attention to what, if anything, of significance you observed in this particular photograph, Mr. O'Keefe.
I observed the swelling of the eyelids, slight laceration of the nostril and the eyelid, the blood pooling on the bed, and that depiction of Mr. O'Keefe.
Ms. Gilman, can I photograph 2857? And again, Sergeant, do you recognize what's up on the screen? It's now marked as Exhibit 442.
I do.
And,
Polish? Yugoslavian?
prior exhibit, if you could, using the laser pointer, direct the jury's attention to what, if anything, of significance you observed in this photo.
I observed the lateral,
we go.
parallel lacerations, abrasions
Dr.
and
Yuriy.
markings on the skin of Mr. O'Keefe,
Ukraine.
limited between that point there and that point there, as I described earlier in my testimony.
Because I'm a doctor. Dr. Bukkake.
And again, Sergeant, do you recognize what's up on the screen? It's now been marked as Exhibit 443.
I do.
And this is what you see in this photograph.
It's the same abrasions to Mr. O'Keefe's right arm, just further up on the bicep, tricep, shoulder area.
Well,
Now, Sergeant, taking you back to January 29th, 2022, after you left the Good Samaritan Hospital, where is it this from?
We went to 345 Country Hill Drive in Dayton.
And that was the residence of Ms. Reed's parents, is that correct?
That is correct.
Now, on your way from the Good Samaritan in Brockton to the residence in Dayton, what, if any, communication did either you or
What, if
Proctor have
any?
with regard to the Dayton police?
What if
I
any?
advised Trooper Proctor to contact Dayton Police Dispatch and advised them that we would be responding to the location, 345 Country Hill Drive, and seizing a vehicle. And we were requesting uniformed patrols to assist us in that mission.
And why was that request made of the local PD?
We were going into their jurisdiction. There was a blizzard going on. We were considerate of the circumstance and wanted to be courteous to the residents and not just show up without any uniform presence. We have never met the Reed family. They have never met us. And with the clothing that we were wearing, it would be difficult for them to see that we were law enforcement.
And so as you arrive in that area of the residence in Dighton, where did you position yourselves and when did you arrive in relation to the marked unit from Dighton?
We called them while we were still on the highway and gave them an approximate time of arrival. GPS was not accurate due to the conditions at the time on the roadways. Once we arrived to Dighton, I positioned my vehicle at the top of Country Hill Drive, awaiting a marked uniformed officer from Dighton to meet us there.
And if you know about how long approximately did it take you to get from Brockton to Dighton?
Hi, Stacy. Good to
From
see
Brockton
you.
to Dighton, it took us about 45 minutes to an hour to travel that distance.
And if you know about what time was it that you arrived at the residence in Dighton?
We arrived approximately on the street at 2:30 or so in the afternoon, and we waited for a significant amount of time for the uniform patrol to arrive.
And when the uniform patrol arrived, at some point, did you learn the name of at least one of those officers that arrived at the residence with you?
At the time, I did, yes.
And was that an Officer Barrows?
Yes, it was.
And so when Officer Barrows arrived, where did you then proceed with Officer Barrows upon his arrival?
Well, the road was only plowed the width of one vehicle, so even though he and his partner were in a F-150 or 250 marked police cruiser, we could only travel in single line. We traveled up to the cul-de-sac, turned around and positioned our vehicles facing back out to the way that we entered the roadway, or that street. We parked on the roadway since the driveway was not plowed, and we waded through the snow to the front door of the residence.
When you say the driveway was not plowed, you waded through the snow, can you describe to the jury sort of the condition of the driveway as you made your way from the street to the house?
With the blowing winds and the drifting snow, there were locations along our walk to the property with snow varying from knee-high to up to my waist. For reference, I'm 6'1", so
Hi, Bill.
it
Good
was
to
quite
see
deep
you.
in some locations.
And as you made your way to the home, what, if anything, did you observe in the driveway?
As we walked up to the driveway, in front of the garage, we observed a large Lexus black and color SUV bearing Massachusetts registration 3GC684.
And subsequently,
Hi,
did you come to
Scott.
find out
Good to
whose
see
vehicle
you.
that was?
Yes, once we queried the plate, we learned that the vehicle was registered to the defendant.
And as you're going by this vehicle, what, if any, observations did you make of the vehicle as you were walking past it toward the home?
I observed a damaged rear right taillight fixture on the vehicle.
Really though, Bukkake, how damaged? I do love the sound bites, Taryn. I love them very much. This one I like.
Shawty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shawty.
I love. They're so fun.
From my vantage point, I also told Trooper Proctor to approach the vehicle closer and confirm what I was seeing, which he did.
And as far as that damage to the right passenger taillight area, can you describe sort of what it was that you saw during that initial phase?
Absolutely. During the initial phase, I observed snow compacted and caked onto portions of the taillight casing. There were pieces missing, and I knew that because the left side taillight was intact.
Hi, Brandy.
And as you made your way past the vehicle to the home, at some point, are you greeted or do you meet someone in the area of the home?
Yes, once we walked up to the front door, I rang the doorbell, and Mr. Reed opened the front door with the storm door, glass storm door, unable to open due to the level of snow on the ground and on the front steps.
And so where were you directed to enter the home from?
Mr. Reed directed us to the garage door, at which point it opened up, and Trooper Proctor and I entered the garage. We were once again greeted by Mr. Reed and invited into the home.
And Officer Barrows, where did he remain when you and Trooper Proctor went in the home?
He remained outside with the vehicle. During our time in the home, Officer Barrows came in and asked if what the
Scotty, just sit and chillax with us a little bit, hanging and banging, listen to some Bukkake lies, some lies. Not yet, well, I don't know if they're lies yet, but we're getting there.
plan was, and offered to have DPW plow out the driveway because the tow truck was not able to maneuver into the driveway in order to retrieve that vehicle.
Now, as far as during any time that you were on scene or at this residence,
Oh,
in Dighton,
no,
did you
Crooked
yourself or
Halo.
Did you observe Trooper
Good
Proctor
to see you.
touch that vehicle at any point in any way while you were there?
No,
And did you observe Officer Barrows or any other personnel beyond the tow truck driver touch the vehicle in any way?
no,
As far as the tow truck driver was concerned, did you observe that individual touch anywhere in the rear passenger side area of that vehicle at any time that you were there?
no.
So when you proceed inside the home and when you get inside the home, where did you go and who, if anyone, did you speak?
We were directed by Mr. Reed to the living room where the defendant was seated on the couch. She had her laptop on her lap and her phone resting on the right armrest of the couch.
Sounds like a murdering murderess to me. Not. Hey, don't forget there's a poll up at the top of the chat whether we want to do a review Trooper Brian Tully's testimony on Saturday night or whether we want to do the Canton Clowns, Gallagher Lanker and good. You're done, Lanka. Oh, wait, wrong thing. And I'm sorry that you were in another chat with a horrible troll. That's awful. Trolls are exhausting. There's no point. It's very cyclic. Come, take a seat.
Now, in addition to the defendant and her father, who, if anyone else, was present when you talked to Ms. Reed?
The defendant's mother, Mrs. Reed, was also present in the home.
And the defendant's mother and the defendant's father, were they present throughout the course of your interview or your discussion with Ms. Reed?
Hi, Squirrel.
Yes, they were.
And at any point in time, did you ask them to leave or anything like that?
I did not know.
Now, with respect to, can you describe sort of the demeanor or the tone of conversation that you had with Ms. Reed that afternoon?
It was polite, courteous. She had just went through a traumatic event, so we were considerate of her losing her boyfriend. And we had a normal tone conversation. We were in the information gathering, fact-finding portion of the investigation. We simply wanted to collect her recollection of events that she remembered.
And so throughout the course of this interview, how are you standing? Are you seated? Or how are you positioned in relation to Ms. Reed, and how is she positioned in relation to you?
She was sitting on the couch. We were standing across the room.
You're a loser.
I don't recall if there was a coffee table, but if there was a coffee table, we would be standing on the opposite side of that coffee table, if there was one present. I do not remember if there was one present, but that's the distance approximately from me to the defense table.
And if you could describe to the jury, sort of how did that interview or how did that conversation begin? What was said?
First things first, we introduce ourselves, advise the individual we're speaking with who we are.
Oh, Crooked Halo, thank you so much. Love my shorties. So happy to be here. We're so happy to have you here. It's always lovely when people come around for a hang and a bang and a bit of a Bukkake roast. If you're keen on Bukkake, you're in the right place. Thank you.
I'll take any motherfucker's money if he giving it away. Shit.
Mwah.
Where we work and what we're looking to find out. The defendant was advised that we're looking to get a recollection of the events, what happened, what she observed, what she remembers from the night before, and to walk us through the last 24 hours or so of activity.
And
Do I need to give an instructions to Ellie?
I'm
not sure exactly.
Tell me how to lawyer, mommy. Tell me how to lawyer, mommy. Sidebar. Members, if you want to drop a sidebar in the chat, we've got one. It's the very start of the members only emotes. But given that we're here for a while, Mama G's catching up on 1.5. That's going to be interesting because I've got it on 1.5 in trial in court also. So, and the dogs are barking. Wow. Hang on. Poppy, what's going on out there?
All right, so I interrupted you, Sergeant, and I'm going to instruct you jurors, okay? We're about to hear testimony about statements allegedly made by the defendant, Karen Reed, allegedly concerning the crimes that are charged in this case. Before you may even consider any such statement as evidence, the Commonwealth must prove to you beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant made the statement that she's alleged to have made, and that she made it voluntarily, freely, and rationally. In determining whether any statement made by the defendant was voluntary or not, you may consider all the surrounding circumstances. These include when and where the statement was made. Your decision does not turn upon any one.
Now, Sergeant Bukhenik, when you began to speak to the defendant, prior to any sort of substantive conversation, what, if any, conversation did you have with her about the conversation you were going to have?
I just asked her to recount any events and the history between the actions that were taking place.
And how did she initially respond to that?
She stated that she's willing to answer our questions. She just doesn't want to go into too much detail about what transpired. And given the circumstances that she had just lived through, I understood and gave her that courtesy.
Yes, Scott. Great day for everybody.
And as far as
Free
that
Turtle Boy.
interview with that
He's
conversation
almost
went, can you describe that conversation or the contents of that conversation to the jury?
Absolutely. The conversation was normal tone of voice like I am speaking to you right now. Ms. Reed responded in the same tone of voice, answered questions. The content of the conversation began with her saying that, as I stated, she doesn't want to go into too much detail, but she was willing to answer our questions. We asked what she had for plans, what she had for as far as activity the night before, leading up to Mr. O'Keefe being discovered. She stated that she was in a relationship with Mr. O'Keefe that morning, meaning the 28th of January. She got into a fight with Mr. O'Keefe over what the niece and nephew were being fed for breakfast, or what they had for breakfast. She went on to say that she met Mr. O'Keefe at C.F. McCarthy's approximately 9 p.m. the night of the 28th of January, 2022. She stated that the gentlemen were drinking, consuming beers, Bud Lights, and she was drinking vodka soda.
Chat, if you're not aware, our girl Katie Smith, who was on one of my very first live streams way back in July, had the honor curse of being visited by Bukkake at her home. He drove, what, an hour or so to get to Katie's residence to harass and intimidate her. So she's got to be here for this. We're going to roast this fucking tool bag.
Prior to moving on to the bar at Waterfall, the defendant was asked where she parked her vehicle. She
We can
told me
skip
that
through it a
she
bit,
parked her
Simi.
vehicle on Washington Street across the street from C.F. McCarthy's facing northbound. So the vehicle was on the side of Waterfall Bar and Grill.
Twice.
We went on through the conversation, the interview, to the Waterfall restaurant, at which point she was asked if she left C.F. McCarthy's with a beverage or a container from that establishment, to which point she stated that she did not. She also confirmed that Mr. O'Keefe did not have any injuries on him when she interacted with him at C.F. McCarthy's or the Waterfall. He did not get into any verbal or physical altercations with anyone to have sustained those injuries. She stated that once at the Waterfall, they stayed for approximately an hour, hanging out with acquaintances. And then they left the Waterfall. She drove them to, after they were invited to a residence, she drove them to a location in Canton, where she dropped Mr. O'Keefe off. She was asked if she saw Mr. O'Keefe walk into the home at 34 Fairview, and she stated she did not. She stated that she made a 3-point turn after dropping him off and left. She was asked whether or not Mr. O'Keefe, excuse me, let me back up. She was asked if she knew, how she found out about the damage to her vehicle, to which she stated, quote, "I don't know, it happened last night," end quote.
Hi, Robin. Fucking adulting. Who
At some
needs
point,
it?
earlier in the interview, what if any indication did she give as to who Mr. O'Keefe was with when she arrived at C.F. McCarthy's and sort of how long he had been with those respective people?
She indicated that Mr. O'Keefe was with Mr. Camarano, Kurt Roberts,
Mr. Meagle.
at which point she was asked to
Stop
provide
it.
contact
Not true.
information, meaning phone numbers for those individuals, at which time she picked up the phone on the right armrest of the couch, manipulated the device, entering a passcode, and provided that phone number to Trooper Proctor and I.
Chat. We can skip through all of this if you want and go straight to the cross. I like watching the direct because we get to see the difference in demeanor, but we've watched an hour and 20, right, of this, and we will be here all night. So one's in the chat. Holly says, wait. One's in the chat. Already we got ones. Joseph says one. Fuck this shit. One's in the chat if you want me to go through and find the start of the cross. Or wait, what about to the Sallyport video? Do you want to do that? Why don't we go to that? We'll go to Sallyport video because it's right at the very end. Yep. Ones. Okay. Give me a second. Because drag, Lally. Drag, Bukkake, drag. All the ones. Taryn, of course. Hang on. Stop screen. Wait. Give me a second, chat. I just got to find which one it is. Day 21, day 20. Okay. Let me just see. Still, that's all those fucking taillight pieces. We don't want to watch that. Oh, wait. Hang on, just walk and talk, chat. I just need to make sure that we're still on fucking Lally. Yep. Court TV, tell me if it's direct or cross. God damn it. Evidence. Oh my God, he was on the stand for a long time. Okay. What's this? Wait. Oh my goodness. Okay, Sallyport video. Found it. Hang on. No, that's wait. Buster, I'm trying to concentrate and be professional at the same time. It's like it's a fallacy that I can do either. Why isn't Court TV telling me if that's hang on. Talk amongst yourselves, chat. That's all taillight pieces. Hang on. God damn it. Riveting viewing. Hang on. Why doesn't it tell me? Stupid Court TV. Tell me. Walk and talk, chat. Walk and talk. I'm a professional. Hang on. Just 1 second. I know this is so good for you to watch. I'm so happy for you all. Hang in there. Okay, I think I've got it. I think I've got it. Anyway, this is what we're going with. Fuck. There's still another whole morning of testimony after this. Okay, present. Share screen. This, that. Day 21. Bev. Play.
I do have to ask you those 3 questions.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
all able to follow the instructions and refrain from doing any independent research or investigation into this case that you're not? Are you also able to follow the instructions and refrain from discussing this case with anyone since we left yesterday?
Yes.
Did anyone happen to see, hear, or read anything about this case since we left yesterday?
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much.
Everybody answered those questions appropriately. Okay, can we have Sergeant Bukhenik, please?
Hi, Laura. Just type lurk. Exclamation point lurk. Get along, crew. That's us. Hey, Kristen. Good to see you.
You solemnly swear the evidence you give the court and jury in the case down here, and the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
So, in my defense, I'll die on this hill. The reason why I thought this was the first day of testimony is because they swore him in again. And I was under the impression, obviously mistakenly, that once they're sworn in, regardless of whether it goes overnight or not, that they're still sworn in. Go figure. You learn something new every day. There it is, Laura. Good job.
All right, Mr. Lally, whenever you're ready.
Oh my God, it's still fucking Lally.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Wait.
Circle back just to a couple things that from your testimony from yesterday.
No, we're not circling back, Lally.
Going back to
Sorry, chat. Fuck that shit. We can't with Lally anymore. We're dying. We're dying listening to Lally. You know what I hate? I hate his fucking cufflinks. You should be thinking he looks dapper. Okay. We're obviously going to watch a video. Tell us it's the Sallyport. It looks like it, doesn't
If
it?
I could start with photograph 7659.
Oh my God. Oh, nah. Nah. Taillight?
And Sergeant,
You
do you
wanna watch
recognize
this?
what's up on the screen and what's now been marked as Exhibit 468?
I do.
And if you could, just for orientation purposes, describe to the jury whereabouts in relation to 34 Fairview Road we are in this picture.
As standing on the street of Fairview Road, we're looking at the left side of the yard. In the top right corner, you can tell that there is a flagpole depicted in that photograph and a telephone switch box that's open on the left side,
Nah.
which is on the border of...
Can't do it. Where does it go with cross?
I do.
I do. Bukkake. I do. Sidebar. Oh my God. I'm just going
And
to do
Sergeant,
this.
do you recognize what's up on the screen?
I do.
What do you recognize it to be?
It's the wide shot of the drinking straw being found on the edge of the roadway in front of 34 Fairview Road.
Sergeant,
Oh,
if you could,
stop
using
it.
The laser pointer before you, if you could direct the jury's attention to where you observed that straw. And Ms. Gilman, if I could have 7689.
Nah. Nah.
And Sergeant, what are we looking at in this photograph?
Nah.
It's a close-up view of the same straw.
Nah. Let's go to the Sallyport video. Come on now with all this stupid shit.
Good, using that laser. Now, last.
Let's play the Sallyport video. Probably should have timestamped it. Lol.
That you were digging into.
And items could present themselves. So on the was to
Items could present themselves.
around us to make a point to travel by that location every day on the way to work and every day on the way home. The purpose of that was to see if anything else was to reveal itself as the snow naturally melts away and items could present themselves. So on the
We could present
February
them.
4th, as I am traveling to work, I diverted my typical route of travel to go by 34 Fairview Road. just prior to my arrival, I received a call stating that there was Canton police representatives at the scene, and more items have been revealed due to the melting snow, and that I should come collect those items. I was down the street. I arrived and collected the item that presented itself.
And if you recall, that item that you collected on February 4th, was that located on the lawn, on the street, or something else?
It was on the lawn.
I'll check too.
Now, with reference to your collection of these items, either on February 3rd, February 4th, or on any sort of subsequent date, how were they collected, and what exactly did you do with them in reference to the seizing of the items and storage of the items?
Each item that was collected was placed in a evidence paper bag. The collection was done by utilizing latex gloves to prevent any transfer of evidence from fingerprints to DNA onto those items. Then those items were transported to our office, logged into the system, and stored in the evidence lockers at the office.
And each of those respective bags of items or evidence, they were sealed as well, is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, turning your attention to February 10th of 2022, did you have occasion to go back to 34?
Taryn, you're right. Thank you. We'll go Sallyport video of the day before. Fuck. and then we'll go straight to the cross. Right? Right. It's a streamlined thing we're doing here. It's very professional. I love that for us. Found it. Thanks, Taryn. Oh my God. I thought I was so prepared. I was being quite smug with myself, going, look at me with all my tabs lined up. It's on no volume. That's awesome.
Right up where we left off.
We're ready. Thank you.
So I'll just be clear, the objection's overruled, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you.
Of course it was.
What was the minute? Your Honor,
All right. Okay.
I believe we're picking up where it was paused, which was 5:35:36.
Okay.
This is what we're doing. We're doing it from here.
If you could pause right there. And Sergeant, as far as the condition of the vehicle as you observe it in this sort of pause still shot of the video, is that a fair and accurate portrayal of the condition as far as the snow or ice or anything you observed on that vehicle when it came into the Sallyport garage?
Yes, it is.
Ms. Gilman, if you could play from there.
Not sure about that, Halo. Ay, ay, ay. Hi, Corruption. Good to see you.
Ms. Gilman, if you could just pause there for a moment. Sergeant's almost falling in the video.
All right, so keep your voice up.
Lally, keep
Sergeant
your voice
Bukhenik,
up.
with reference to any individuals you see in this video, do you recognize any of those individuals?
I can recognize Trooper Proctor myself. Other than that, I don't remember exactly who else was present at this moment in time.
If you could, sir, using the laser pointer before you, just direct your attention to where you observe yourself and where you observe Trooper Proctor.
That's Trooper Proctor and myself there.
At any point in time when you were present with this vehicle in the Sallyport
I can't with his
garage,
breathing.
this evening of January 29, 2022, did either yourself or did you observe Trooper Proctor touch or manipulate in any way the right rear passenger side area of that vehicle?
No, we did not.
Ms. Gilman, if you could play from here.
Yes, Miss Gilman. Let's go. Let's see these apparitions. Apparating. Skip there. Someone just appeared there. I mean, we know this, but wow. Someone just appeared there.
Shawty, swing my way.
Swing it over here, shout.
Free my boy Billy Billy.
Well.
Oh, oof. There's fighting words, Christian. The Sally portal, right? Gotta pay attention. Oh, that's where Rafferty walked in and walked out again. Yikes. Andy, hi. We just got to the good stuff, Andy. Well, sort of. You've missed a lot of faffing around by me. Oh, skip there. Why was all that snow there also? Why was it there already? Because the vehicle had already been there, right?
Shawty, swing my way.
Swing it over here, shout.
Motherfuckers. Motherfuckers. Oh, there's another one. Whoopsies. That's awkward. Oh, there's another one. Jesus, fuck, chat. So shady. Shady 580. You're too kind, Eddie. I know, it's endearing. Iconic shorty. Oh, pause there. Oh, there. Yikes. Yikes, chat. Yikes. It's wild to watch it again, right? Another one. As if they didn't, like, it's so obvious. Another one? God damn it. Wow. These clowns, these shady 580 motherfuckers. It's so obvious.
Well.
Bukkake.
So quiet, Tam. We need that louder. Bukkake.
Thank
Thank God they've got evidence tape now. Thank God.
From, what you're observing in this video, what you've seen, or what you recall from this, what is it that you and Trooper Proctor and some of the other officers are doing now?
We're establishing a perimeter around the vehicle with yellow tape in order to prevent or alert and advise anyone in the area to stay away from the vehicle.
Too late for that. Everyone's already been all around the vehicle. Goodness me. Fuck. Hey, if you're coming in late, well, not late, if you're coming in now, better late than never. There's always a seat for you here. If you're coming in now, just wanted to let everybody know that our beautiful friend Joey Joseph Kane made a sizable donation to Amy's GoFundMe for her time off work and battle with against breast cancer. Unfortunately, it was just $1 shy of the $1,000 that I said I would take my top off for. So sucks to be the boys and the girls who were that way inclined. Thank you so much, Joseph. You're such a kind man and such a chivalrous man to not make me take my top off on a live stream because of my word is good, and I would have if it had done 1,000. Here we go. Here's more. This one. If you can donate to Amy's fund, please do. Oh, there's another one. Whoopsies. Lordy Dordy. Hi, Gigi. Good to see you.
Thank you. You can take that down, Mr. Officer. We can have the lights back on.
We can have the lights back on. So
Now,
that's
Sergeant
all,
Bukkake,
right?
You aware
Bukkake.
of a warrant that was executed on that vehicle on February 1st of 2022?
I am aware.
And you yourself were not present for that Is that correct?
I
Wait,
was not present for the execution, no, sir.
because there was no
Trooper
search
Proctor
warrant.
was, as far as you're aware. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, the next
Chat, was there a search warrant? Listen to his verbiage there.
um, of a warrant that was executed on that vehicle on February 1st of 2022.
I am aware.
And you
He didn't say there was a search warrant. He said he's aware if there was. Well,
yourself were not present for that. Is that correct?
I was not present for the execution, no, sir.
uncomfortable body language, shifting in his seat, unless he's sitting on a hard stool like me, which is very fucking uncomfortable.
Trooper Proctor was, as far as you're aware. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, the next time that you were within the Canton Police Department Sallyport garage with the vehicle was on February 2nd. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And on that day, where did the vehicle go from the police station?
From the Canton Police Station, I escorted the vehicle to the Milton Barracks for safekeeping.
And why was it taken from the Canton Police Station on February 2nd to the Milton Police Barracks? Or what had occurred in the intervening part between January 29th and February 2nd?
The Canton Police Department had recused themselves from interviews and in that portion of the investigation. And now that the vehicle had been processed, we needed to free up the Canton Sallyport so they can utilize that facility for transporting prisoners to their facility and booking.
How can they tow it without a warrant? Because they can do whatever the fuck they want, mate. Mass State Police, whatever. We do whatever. No rules here.
So we stored the now processed vehicle back at the Milton Barracks in a unheated garage.
And, Your Honor, if, with the court's permission, if I could publish just a very brief portion of what's been marked as Exhibit 34,
Okay.
which is the Canton Police Department Sallyport garage camera.
Okay.
And I'm just going, what you have up there, I'm sorry, February 2nd, 2022.
Okay. Wait, I'll slow it down again.
I'm just going to ask you to play that through till about 8:10:26.
I have a chair coming. Simi, I've ordered pink, cushioned, up and down bar stools. Very shorty. They come on
Just for
Monday.
orientation purposes, again, this is another camera from within the same Sallyport garage. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's the opposite view from what we just viewed in the previous video.
And as far as any of the people in this video, do you recognize any of the individuals in there?
I believe that's myself and then another officer. I don't know who that other officer is.
And just again, using the laser pointer, if you could, direct
Very dark.
where you see yourself. And as far as the condition of the vehicle from January 29th, when you saw it on that day, to February 2nd, when you saw it on that day, as far as the exterior of the vehicle, what, if anything, was different, or what, if anything, did you note or observe?
I noted the taillight removed and the evidence collected.
And as far as the snow and the caked on ice that you observed on that prior day, was that still present on February 2nd?
No, that had melted away.
Hi, Sean. Melted.
And Ms. Gilman, if you could again, I'm sorry, just play through to 8:10:26.
It's very dark. We can't really see anything shut. They're sighing. Riveting. Shady 180, shady 580. Oh, we can't see anything. Wait. All right, chat. Do you want to watch any more of this stuff, or do you want to go to the cross? One's in the chat if you want to go to the cross now. It's up to you. I'm sweet. I'm here all day, but whatever. Have you voted on the poll too? Do we do Tully on Saturday night, or do we not do him? Do we cover his testimony? Ones. Yep. Tully, or do you want to do the Canton Clowns, the Three Musketeers? Good, Lanka, and Gallagher on Saturday. Make sure you vote. All right. Let me check. Ones, all the ones. Righto. I got you, boo. I got you. Fuck that shit. Wait, it's in my ears still. Okay, so swap it out. Just make sure we're to the right spot. Oh, it's still fucking Lally. Wait, just walk and talk, chat. Still Lally. There's Alan Jackson. Okay, yeah, I can tell by the most played bit. Oh my god.
Determining whether the statement made by the defendant was voluntary or not, you may consider all the surrounding circumstances. These include when and where the statement was made, the
The
nature of
date
any
21?
conversations with the police, or any questioning by the police, the defendant's.
Oh, wait. My bad. Hang on. Wait, chat. Wait, this is where Lally thought he fucking had them. This is great. Lally thought this will show them that she murdered him. Okay, Lally, whatever. Hi, Red Metal. Hi.
And this is just audio, correct?
Okay, did you hear that? No, we didn't hear it. Remember when I was saying in chat, wasn't it just audio? And y'all said, no, it was video as well. And I'm like, I'm sure I remember it just being audio. And Bev just said, this is just audio. I love it. I thought I remember saying that. Wait, let's listen again without the fucking music over the top.
And this is just audio, correct?
Wait, what did I miss? What the duck? Thank you. See, she said this is just audio. Welcome, new members. Yay.
We're all in on the same joke, right? My tail end was cracked and John was pulverized.
Okay. Now, Sergeant, on hearing that statement from the defendant, what was your reaction?
Objection.
Sustain.
On hearing that statement, what, if anything, did you do?
I advised the defendant not to further speak.
Objection.
I'll allow that.
Of course you will.
Now, at some point over the course of your investigation, were you made aware of forensic findings relating to
This is the very end of the direct.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
and specifically DNA findings,
Yes.
and specifically that there were
Objection.
Sustained. Yes. You can turn the.
Oh, sidebar. We're approaching sidebar. I'll skip through it in just a sec, but I'm just struggling to find the fucking thing. When will they remember you're always right? I'm not always right, but you know, I got a good memory for lots of stuff, and this stuff. Some things stick in my brain, other things never do. Like I can't remember ever which way batteries go in. Like never ever. I have to look every time, put my glasses on, put the light and look. But some stuff remembers in my braining.
Go back. Have one moment.
Yes.
Oh my God, another moment, Lally. Just had the moments. Jesus fuck, Lally.
So, Sergeant Bukhenik,
well-
on January 16th, 2024, at some point in that day, did you meet with a Sergeant Gallerani of the Needham Police Department?
I did.
Needham.
And who
I lived in
anyone
Needham.
else, well, let me ask you this. As far as any other troopers from your office,
Wait, I lived in Needham for like 3 years of my life. Fun fact. When I was 6 months old to 3.5. I don't want to listen to any more of this fucking Lally shit. We can't. Okay. Is he going away? Is he sitting down? Sit your ass down, Lally. Nah. Walk and talk, chat. Walk and talk. Bukkake. Oh, yes! Wait, chat. Thank God we did it. God damn. It's been a rough ride today, chat. Thank you so much for being so patient with me.
Let's get ready to rumble.
KKK. Slowing it down because it's Alan
I want
Jackson.
to start with one of the latter things that you discussed with Mr. Lally, and that's specific to the ring video that y'all talked about this morning. Do you have that in mind?
Oh,
I do.
Okay, we're good. We love this chat. Let's
The
fucking
search
go.
warrant that produced, and just so we're clear, I'm talking about the specific ring video or series of videos that were associated with One Meadows, John O'Keefe's home.
Hi, Luna from Sweden.
Okay.
Okay. You didn't write the search warrant for those ring videos, did you?
I did not.
You were not the affiant for those search warrants.
I was not.
Who was the author of the search warrant and the affiant?
It was Trooper Mike Proctor.
Who received the actual ring video or videos from the Ring Corporation?
Pausing for just a second because Boston MA says, Miss Shorty, I clipped the exact timestamp in trial 1, day 9, where Attorney Little questions Nicole Albert about the Commonwealth's failure to turn over documentation of Chloe's whereabouts. Interesting. We covered Nicole Albert ages ago, but now that Hank Brennan is trying to tell us, lol, that they have Chloe, could you maybe please email that to me? It's missshorty@gmail.com. I'd love to be able to pull that up. Oh, that's what she said. Play that on the next live stream because very interesting. We could even play it today. That'd be amazing. Thank you. But let's keep going. Carrying on.
It was Trooper Mike Proctor received it.
Mike Proctor.
And who ultimately either logged those into evidence or controlled those once they were received from the Ring Corporation?
Hi, gorgeous. Good to see you.
I believe it was Trooper Mike Proctor.
And ultimately, Sergeant Bukhenik, you did note that in addition to just the physical videos themselves, that login information and login keystrokes, etc., were requested from the Ring Corporation as well, correct?
There was discussion with Ring asking for
Too
those
slow. My God, he talks so
logs.
slow. Jesus
I'll
fuck
call
chat.
it, is it correct to say an activity log?
That's what was requested, yes, activity log, yes.
So ultimately, the activity log would show who logs in,
1.25.
who accesses the data, things of that nature, correct? Or at least that was the hope.
That is what was requested.
It would also show logging in and executing deletions, manipulating the log files, things of that nature, correct?
That is what was requested, yes.
When you reviewed those log or activity logs, there was no evidence revealed that my client ever logged into that account, correct?
There was
Chloe's
no
over the
activity
rainbow.
logs provided by Ring.
So you have zero, hang on.
Hang on. Wait.
Isn't it true that Ring contacted Mr. Trooper Proctor and indicated that they had created a Dropbox folder that contained the evidence that had been sought in the search warrant?
Objection.
Sustained. Jackson. Of course.
Isn't it true that the search warrant return specified account information, video recordings, and number 3, activity logs associated with the video recordings for all times displayed in UTC?
I'm not aware of that, no.
Do you recall that activity logs were in fact provided from the Ring Corporation?
I do not recall that, no.
Okay. May I approach briefly?
Yes. Yes. Chloe's long gone. So sorry. Thoughts and prayers, Chloe. Poor darling.
Take a look, Sergeant, at that paragraph with my fingers on it. It's like the 3rd paragraph down the middle of the page, and review that.
Oh God, Bob's
To
here.
yourself
Hi,
and let
Bob.
me know when you're
Yes, boobs.
finished.
Oh my God.
Shawty, swing my way.
Swing it over here, shout.
Free my boy Billy Tibbetts.
Well,
Oh, ha ha. Ha ha. They do a cheek swab on their butt cheeks and put solar cups over there in the Commonwealth. Yikes. Chloe sleeps with the fishes in Quincy Bay, Joey. Yikes. Hi, Bob. Oh, my goodness. Bukkake, can't you read? taking a long
time.
Swing it over here, shorty.
Bukkake. He's got a grade school reading ability. Okay, he's
Have you had
done.
an opportunity to review that?
Yes.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh,
Does this refresh
There's
your
no such thing
recollection
as
as to
stupid.
the items received from the ring corporation?
That is the first time I saw that document, so it does not refresh my recollection. I simply read it.
So do you have a recollection as you sit here that in fact during the course of your investigation, the three items that you received from the ring corporation were the account information, the video recordings, and quote, activity logs associated with the video recordings?
Sorry,
all
Bill.
displayed in the DC?
To the extent of its availability, as it says in that document.
Oh, fuck off.
Um,
He thinks he's so.
The long and short of it is, during the entire course of your investigation, you never revealed that investigation never revealed any evidence whatsoever that my client ever even accessed the account information for the ring account associated with the search warrant, correct?
Nothing provided by Ring proved or suggested or proved any evidence of that type of activity. No.
Trooper Proctor, you were notified.
I'm not
Yeah,
Trooper
that
Proctor.
bit.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
No, you're not. Sergeant Bukhenik.
Sergeant Bukhenik.
How do I say
Oh,
it?
Bukkake, Bukkake. I've got a short on this. So funny. I think it's funnier than fucking Julie Albert saying Bukkake, actually. I've got a short on this. I can't play it, but I transposed the words into text on screen, and every time he says Bukhenik, it says Bukkake. Funny. Let's listen to it. So good.
For the ring account associated with the search warrant, correct?
Nothing provided by Ring proved or suggested or proved any evidence of that type of activity. No.
Thank you. Trooper Proctor, you were notified.
I am not Trooper Proctor.
I'm sorry. No, you're not. Sergeant Bukhenik.
Sergeant Bukhenik.
Well,
How do I say it?
Bukhenik.
Bukhenik.
I'll give that a
Can't.
shot.
It's fine.
Bukhenik.
Yes.
Is that better?
Bukhenik.
That's better. Thank you.
Bukhenik.
If I screw it up again, please. On January 29th, you were notified about a Boston police officer found gravely injured outside the home of 34 Fairview at about 6:40 in the morning. Was that your testimony?
That is not.
What time were you notified?
I was not notified it was a Boston police officer.
So you didn't have that information upon the first
Whatever.
notification.
did not.
Whatever.
Okay, what information did you have?
There was a male party in the snowbank, possibly of a heart attack.
At what point did you learn that the individual was in fact a sworn Boston police officer?
well,
Higgy. Ha ha. It's Higgy.
I do not know exactly when I learned that he was a Boston police officer.
I think it was during that day or the following day.
It was most likely that day, either. Yeah.
Fair enough. Trooper Proctor was ultimately assigned as the, what did you call him? Not lead investigator, but case officer.
That's correct.
He was assigned on the 29th, correct?
He was on call from 7 a.m. on January 28th until 7 a.m. on January 29th.
So his assignment was, he was assigned on the 29th because he was on call.
He was on call. His assignment took effect when the schedule came out back in mid-December.
Okay. Well, he wouldn't be assigned to this investigation until there was a need for the investigation, right? And that's all I'm getting to. I mean, once the call came in, he was the assigned case agent.
Once the calls come in, the person that's on call is automatically assigned that case.
All right. Did you personally, as his supervisor, did you personally respond to 34 Fairview at any point on January 29th?
No, I did not.
Did Trooper Proctor, at your direction or on his own, ever respond to 34 Fairview Road at any time on January 29th?
No, he did not.
Based on your initial investigation, and I'm talking about going way back, Sergeant, on your initial investigation, by 10 or 10:30 in the morning, 10:40 in the morning, it was your belief that Mr. O'Keefe had been struck in the face by a person. That was your initial understanding of the circumstances surrounding the investigation, correct?
My initial understanding was
Look at him talking to the fucking jury. Shady McShade. Chat, I know you know the drill. I'll mute myself to eat my government cheese, and then I'll forget. It's a whole thing. It's a whole vibe. It's iconic. Keep going.
that the defendant stated that she hit him. We did not know them.
Sergeant, you hadn't even met my client at that point. You hadn't interviewed a single witness by 10:41 in the morning, correct? Not one witness.
That's not correct. We had already interviewed the first responders.
Okay, when I say witness, I'm talking about civilian witnesses. So at 10:41, you hadn't interviewed a person at 34 Fairview or civilians associated with this incident, correct?
At that point, no civilians have been interviewed, no.
But at 10:41, Sergeant, you contacted Good Samaritan Hospital to inform them that, quote, Mr. O'Keefe was struck in the face with a cocktail glass, end quote, correct?
I do not recall contacting Good Samaritan Hospital.
Fuck. Nick, I can't be eating brie and crackers streaming because I'll be crunching and there'll be shit falling everywhere. It's in the fridge. That's my civilized cheese afterwards. I have that with my wine later. Like not much later, but later.
May I approach?
Yes.
I'd like you to take a look at this document, and if you wouldn't mind, pay special attention to the second page, the bottom paragraph where it's tabbed in pink.
Oh my God, he's reading. He's very slow at his reading, isn't he?
Well.
Shawty, swing my way.
Swing it over here, shawty.
God, he takes a long time to read.
Free my boy Billy Tibbetts.
Kimberly, good to see you. Swing on in. We saved you a seat.
Shawty, swing my way.
Swing it over here, shawty.
Come on. Bukkake. Bukkake should be fast, right? Oh my God. What do we got? Who wants a bong? Not me, but you can. The dad jokes are great. You can type in ! dad jokes or ! Zach, Joseph, Cox, or Dave, and you'll get a dad joke. Anybody can. And Kevin. Yes, Kevin.
Yes.
Faster. Today, Junior.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Anthony. Good to see you. Finally.
Having reviewed this, does this refresh your recollection that you contacted Good Samaritan Hospital and gave them an assessment, at least based on your investigation at that time?
That is not true.
What did you say to Good Samaritan Hospital?
I never spoke to Good Samaritan Hospital. That document is for the medical examiner's office.
I'm not asking you where the document is from. I'm asking you if the document says Trooper Yuriy Bukhenik called back at 10:41 stating that he is now being treated as a suspicion.
The objection sustained.
Did you call back to Good Samaritan Hospital and say that the investigation was being treated as a suspicious due to a domestic situation? Did you say that?
I never spoke to Good Samaritan Hospital.
Did you say that there's a possibility that D was struck in the face with a cocktail glass?
Objection.
Sustained. Did
you ever contact anybody at any medical facility and indicate that the investigation was being treated as a suspicious, in quotation marks, because the victim appeared to have been struck in the face by a cocktail glass?
Objection.
Did you ever say that?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, I did say that to the medical examiner's operations desk.
Okay, so when I was asking you if you ever said it to Good Sam, and you said, no, that's not true, that's never happened, you were correcting me on the fact that it happened at the medical examiner's office, not at Good Sam.
I responded and answered your question honestly, yes.
Okay, so honestly, you did, in fact, at 10:41 a.m. indicate to another professional involved in the investigation that the circumstance was being treated as a physical assault at that point, correct?
I communicated our suspicions to the medical examiner's office.
And that was at 10:41 or thereabouts in the morning, correct?
That's correct.
Your initial investigation during those obviously critical hours, the beginning hours, led you to believe that there was at least a good possibility. You indicated that you made a phone call, that it was a physical altercation that led to John O'Keefe's death, correct?
That's correct, yes.
What steps did you take, sir, in those moments, to determine whether someone in the house at 34 Fairview may have been involved in that physical altercation that you suspected at the time?
As investigations develop, we followed the evidence and statements made. The steps I took was Trooper Proctor and I proceeded to an eyewitness who was also present at the scene when the victim was discovered and interviewed Ms. McCabe.
And prior to interviewing Ms. McCabe, by the way, that was at Ms. McCabe's home, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Even though you believe that there may have been a physical altercation, you didn't ask anybody to come down to the station. Is that right? Any of the witnesses?
That's correct.
I missed it. I'll
And
have to
you
watch.
did not seek to actually go to the physical location of 34 Fairview in those next few hours
That's correct.
or the next few days, correct?
Not myself, no.
As a matter of fact, Trooper Proctor did not either, did he?
No, he did not.
You didn't secure the interior of the house as a potential crime scene. You certainly know how to do that, right?
That's a compound question. Do you want me to answer whether I did it or whether I know how to do it?
Well, I'll ask the question. If you can answer it, please answer it.
Okay.
Can you answer that
Smart
question?
ass.
I can answer that question.
Why don't you answer both of them then?
The first portion is we did not secure the home as a crime scene. And the second portion, yes, I do know how to do that.
And you didn't,
Smart ass
as a
asset.
Massachusetts State Police official, you didn't secure the outside as a crime scene either, did you?
I did not know.
To your knowledge, nobody else from Massachusetts State Police ever did either, did they?
Yes, they did.
How was that done and when?
When members of our office and the CERT team responded to that location and secured the front yard grass area and processed it.
That was at,
I've heard Piney call in before to Will, but I missed it last night. I was in the Galeras chat for a while, then when I headed over to Mizzy's inaugural live stream, so I must have missed it. I'm so sorry I missed it, Piney.
5:45, 6 o'clock that night on the 29th?
I believe it was earlier, but I was not present, so I can't testify to the time.
So you don't know personally what they did to quote unquote secure or not secure the crime scene. You know they searched it, but in terms of securing it as a crime scene, you don't have personal knowledge to that.
I was not present.
You never took any photos of the interior
Your
of the house,
accent is
correct?
beautiful, Piney.
I did not know.
You never caused CSSS to go inside the house and process that house as a potential crime scene, correct?
I did not know.
No forensic criminalist at your direction ever went into 34 Fairview.
No, they did not.
I hate that man. I truly hate that man. Taryn, that'd be a good soundbite or someone. I hate that man. I truly hate that man. Ugh. Don't forget to vote in the poll. Who are we going to who are we going to cover? Whose testimony we're going to review or roast on Saturday night? Tully or the Three Musketeers from Canton PD? Canton.
And the people that you interviewed on January 29th, you already mentioned Ms. McCabe. The other people were her husband, Matt McCabe, correct?
That's correct.
And her brother-in-law, Brian Albert. Is that right?
That is correct.
And all three of them were interviewed where?
They were interviewed at the McCabe residence.
Now, yesterday when you testified, did you indicate that Brian Albert was not present in the home when you interviewed Matt McCabe and Jennifer McCabe?
They were not. He was not present in the dining room when we were interviewing each individual separately.
So if all three of them testified that he arrived before you
Right.
arrived, they would all be wrong.
Terrence going to
I
bath
did
the
not
kids.
see him in the home when we arrived. No.
This. I'm dying.
I want to switch gears real quick to a couple of the physical items that we testified about yesterday, specifically the gray shirt, or the gray hoodie and the orange shirt. You and Trooper Proctor collected both of those items you indicated from the floor of the hospital at Good Samaritan, correct?
That's correct.
You testified that you and Trooper Proctor immediately bagged both of those items. They were sort of sopping wet, I think you said.
That's correct.
Thoughts and prayers, Taryn?
You indicated that the bags were so wet that you had to take the items back out of the bags and then lay them out on, I think you said, butcher paper. Is that right?
The items were soaked and wet. They were bagged, double bagged, to prevent leakage of physiological fluids and the moisture coming off of it. And then once they were transported to the office, they were laid out on butcher paper in order to dry naturally.
So you went from Good Samaritan directly to Dighton, correct?
That is correct.
And then you went from Dighton directly to the Canton Police Department, after which you had seized the vehicle, correct? And the phone.
We seized the phone in the vehicle in Dighton and then followed the tow truck straight to the Canton Police Department.
So at some point,
Yes, Piney.
if you had
That's
received
awesome.
or
I love that
gathered
for you.
the
Yay.
wet clothing at Good Sam, went from Good Sam to Dighton Canton PD, at what point that evening did you finally get those items of clothing out and laid out to dry?
It was late that night, around 10 or so.
So where were the items in the meantime?
They were stored in the back passenger compartment of my pickup truck.
In those double bags?
Correct.
Who took control of the items to then lay them out late that night at the office?
I do not recall.
Is that you or Trooper Proctor?
I don't recall. I don't remember.
At some point, obviously, it was getting late. You've been on duty for a long time that day. You went home at some point, correct?
At some point, yes.
Did you wait for those clothes to dry before you went home, or did you leave that in Trooper Proctor's hands?
No, once they were laid out in the processing area in the office, we went home.
Okay. Who would have controlled those items of evidence when you left?
Well, they're under lock and key within the secure area of the district attorney's office, so
Right.
they're secured. Nobody's
Sounds
in physical
legit.
control watching guard over them.
Who had access to that area?
Well,
Troopers in our office.
Meaning you, obviously.
Yes.
Supervisor. Trooper Proctor as well, correct?
Yes.
Pooper Tractor.
Ultimately, given the fact that he was the case officer, sort of in charge, the lead, he would have bagged those items up, been responsible for taking those items, tagging them, getting them stored wherever they needed to be stored and processed, correct?
As a case officer, he could direct other people to perform those tasks for him. The evidence officers in the office log in the evidence, and once it was dried, it was sealed up, bagged, and put into storage. As far as who actually performed those tasks, I do not know.
Well, yesterday, Your Honor, may I,
Robin, type
approach-
lurk.
Of course, right? There's a couple of evidence.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Sure. Go ahead. Oh, sure. Did she ignore you? Can you answer that? Did she ignore you? Let's go. Let's fucking go. Where are those
This
boxes?
is not a vision contest. I'll bring these up to you in just a second, but just
Oh, I love Alan Jackson.
for familiarity's sake, do you recognize these two bags as bags that you brought to court with you yesterday?
They look familiar, yes.
Okay. This one has a 437 on it on my right. The one on my left has a 438 on it. May I approach it briefly?
Yes.
Yes. Did she ignore you? Can you answer that?
I'm not going to ask you to open those. Don't worry about flooding up at this point. The bag on your left, which one is that? 437 or 438?
The bag on my left is 437.
437.
So he knows
Okay.
right and left. That's good. Good.
And you indicated that those items were bagged after the clothing was dried and then ultimately processed in, logged in, correct?
69
Once
in
the
chat.
items dried, they were bagged and logged in,
Watching.
waiting
in chat.
processing. Yes.
But you didn't personally do that.
No, I did not. No.
Matter of fact, looking at the bag on your right, what's been marked as exhibit 430, how many? 438, thank you. That one has some writing on it, correct?
Yes, it has a lot of handwriting on it.
Right,
Yes.
Tiny?
And whose handwriting is that?
I don't know.
You've seen Trooper Proctor's handwriting 1,000 times, I'm guessing, correct?
Not 1,000 times, but
Does it look like his
Whatever.
it says Trooper Proctor on it. But other than that, I do not know what Trooper Proctor's handwriting looks like.
All right. It indicates that Trooper Proctor is the one that bagged that item, those items up, correct?
Yes, this bag indicates that the item was collected by Trooper Proctor on 129
Right.
at 10
And it says Brockton, correct?
Good Samaritan Hospital in Brockton. Yes,
You just took the question out of my mouth. That's where Good Samaritan Hospital is, correct?
that's correct.
And there's a tag or a printed label, looks like a label maker of some sort, that is on that physical bag, correct?
Yes.
Before we get to that, what's the description on that bag in handwriting?
I'm sorry. Can you be specific as to description of what
Where it says description of items.
That bit there. Yeah.
description of enclosed evidence?
Correct.
It says one orange T-shirt, one gray long sleeve shirt.
Okay. So may I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
And before I do that, just so I close this loop, what's the description on the bag to your left, the one that looks like it's less sprinkled?
Number 437.
Yes. If you would
A
give
less
the same clothing description.
No.
The description of
Brennan,
enclosed
rude.
evidence states sweatshirt with recovered items inside container.
Okay. May I approach now?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yesterday when you opened, keep my voice up. Yesterday when you opened these two bags, this one, 437, has the gray sweatshirt in it. 438 has the orange T-shirt in it now,
It's
correct?
a drag. He's a drag.
That's what
He's
it was in the
dragging.
bag, yes.
All right. However,
Hostile
the bag
witness.
indicates at one point, this bag, 438, the physical bag I'm holding in my left hand, had both the sweatshirt and the T-shirt together, correct?
That's what the description is. I do not know if that was in case or in fact the case.
The reason you don't know is because you're not the one that bagged it. Trooper Proctor did, correct?
The reason I don't know is I wasn't present during the separation of those items, and I did not observe it taking place, nor was I made aware of how the items were separated or when.
You are aware, however, that tag that's on the label maker looking tag, the white tag that's on that bag indicates that it indicates a date of February 4th, correct?
You'd have to bring that back up.
I'm sorry.
I didn't take
Oh
note of that.
my God, he's
My fault.
such a drag. He's such a drag.
May I, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yes.
Direct your attention to the tag and the date associated with that tag.
The label maker tag does have the date February 4th, 2022 on bag number exhibit 438.
May I approach?
Yes.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Have a drink of water, Bukkake. Getting a bit clag mouth. You don't think so, Prince Lover? I thought he was all right. I
That's
think he talked
obviously 6
slowly.
days after the item was actually recovered on the 29th, correct?
Yes, it is.
So that indicates, at least based on that tag, that item was not booked into evidence and processed until 6 days after it was actually recovered on the floor at Good Samaritan Hospital. Is that right?
The date indicates February 4th, 2022.
Right. And that date would be indicative, in your experience, of the date that is moved into processing by some other folks, the evidence sergeants or whomever, or the evidence officers rather, or whomever, correct?
I can't speak to their procedures as far as when they print the date. That date could be when they printed the label, but the bag might have been tagged otherwise. I do not know that.
But there's no other tag on that bag that suggests an earlier date, correct?
There's just that one tag from the label maker.
My question to you, if you know, sir, and you may not know, is what was happening to these items between January 29th, after you lost sight of them that night on the butcher paper, and February 4th, when that tag indicates that they were first processed?
To the best of my knowledge, those items were drying on the butcher paper.
For 6 days?
If that's what the label maker says, yes, for 6 days. They were soaking wet.
And those would have been certainly accessible to and in the possession of the lead case officer in the case, who's Trooper Proctor, right?
Yes, if Trooper Proctor needed to review those items, he would have access to those items. Absolutely.
And you're also aware that the first actual log of any chain of custody for those items is March 14th, when they were finally submitted 6 weeks later to the crime lab.
That is not true. The first actual log of those items is when we collected them from the hospital.
Where's the log?
I'm talking about the
Yes.
physical log, like sign in, sign out log.
Where's the log?
It's documented in the reports saying that we
No,
collected
where's
them.
the log?
I know that there's a report. Anybody can write a report, right? I can write a report. Doesn't mean anything. I'm asking for a log.
Objection.
So the objection sustained.
Ooh, fancy that.
Obviously, when items move
Where's
in
the
and out of
fucking
people's
log?
custody in an official capacity for the Massachusetts State Police, there's a log of that, correct?
It's documented. Yes,
Or at least it should be, correct?
it's documented.
Where's the log of these items before March 14th?
It's documented in the report.
There is no log.
Where's
is
the
there,
log?
Sergeant?
There's no log.
I do not know.
I want to talk a little bit about some searches that Mr. Lally asked you about, February 4th and February 10th, very specifically. Both of those searches you were involved with out at 34 Fairview, correct?
Correct.
But Sergeant, you didn't personally write a report about your conduct at 34 Fairview on either of those 2 dates. In other words, you didn't go back to the station and generate a report yourself.
I don't recall doing that, no.
No.
There were no photos that you took of the items at the location.
I did,
Most of photos, correct?
I did not take photos of the items. no.
Okay.
Why?
And the first report
Why?
that indicates anything that happened or was recovered at the location on either February 4th or February 10th, that was first notated in a report dated November 4th, 2023, year and several months later, correct?
If you say so, I do not know the exact date. That report would have to be presented to me.
May I approach?
Yes.
Chat, we have a
You don't have to read
result.
the whole thing, but if you can
God, he's
skip
going
to
to
the part
read.
that talks about the
So I'll skip through the reading because, oh my God, he reads slow. Thank you, Taryn. What testimony do you want to review on Saturday night? The results are in by a little Bukkake weenie. Tully, 53%, and Lank, good, and Gallagher, 45%, 46%. So we will definitely do the Three Musketeers at some point, review their testimony. We're not doing them. But that's that. Saturday night, y'all. Next, free Karen Reid, we need to talk trial review, testimony review.
The February 4th and February 10th searches.
Oh my God, he's reading. Thank God we've got a soundbite for it.
Shawty, swing my way.
I'm sorry, unless you're finished already. What's the date of that? Well, let me ask a foundational question. Does that refresh your recollection as to the date of the report that actually talks about the February 4th and February 10th searches?
It does.
And what's the date of that report, sir?
This report is dated November 4th, 2023.
Thank you. Can I approach?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now, as it relates to those two searches, I'd like to ask you a little bit about the February 4th search first. You indicated that you actually responded to 34 Fairview personally, correct?
I was responding to that location on my own. I personally responded, yes.
Okay. That was because you had received information that Chief Berkowitz had seen something or found something. Is that right? Chief Berkowitz from Canton PD.
That is not correct, no.
Okay. So when you got there, was Chief Berkowitz there?
Yes, he was.
You just happened to go by 34 Fairview at the exact same time on the exact same date as Chief Berkowitz, or was that coordinated in some way?
There was no coordination between me and Chief Berkowitz. As I testified, I had directed the troopers to go by the location. I planned to go by the location in the morning on the way to the office and in the afternoon on the way home, just to see if any more items would reveal themselves. So that morning, I was actually traveling to that location in order to conduct a view of the area to see if any more evidence had been revealed. Prior to my arrival, approximately while I was on Chapman Street, I received a call indicating that Chief Berkowitz was at the location, yes.
And was there also an Officer Lank, Sergeant Lank?
I do not know Sergeant Lank was there, no.
Okay. Chief Berkowitz certainly was there.
Yes.
And Chief Berkowitz indicated that as he was driving by, he saw a piece of glass.
Yes.
And stopped his car and then started making phone calls.
I believe that's what he indicated to the caller, yes.
Did you question Chief Berkowitz about why he was driving by the location in the first place?
Absolutely not.
Okay. You knew at that point that the Canton Police Department had been recused because of at least an appearance or potential for a conflict of interest, correct?
I knew they recused themselves due to only in respect to interviews. They didn't want to conduct interviews with us side by side.
I mean, if there's conflict of interest, Sergeant, or department, conducting the interviews is just one aspect of an investigation, correct?
I'm not going to speak like a conflict of interest, but yes, conducting an interview is just one aspect of the investigation, yes.
So is it your testimony that your understanding was they couldn't conduct interviews, but
I just burped and I thought I'd mute myself. Pardon me.
Right, search warrants.
Sorry.
Get returns on search warrants, execute search warrants, conduct
I'm a
searches.
lady.
They can do all that and not conduct interviews.
My understanding was they were recusing themselves from conducting interviews. They still allowed us to use their facilities. We utilized their conference room to conduct interviews. There was evidence being stored at their Sallyport, being the vehicle. So that was my understanding.
Isn't it true that you knew that the entirety of the Canton Police Department had recused itself because of a familiarity between one of their members, Kenneth Albert, and the Albert family on whose lawn John O'Keefe was found? That was the conflict, correct?
I knew that was the connection between them, yes.
And you understood, sir, that that agency was to have nothing, from an investigative standpoint, nothing to do with this investigation, correct?
They were not conducting the investigation, no.
Matter of fact, Trooper Proctor and you supervising him, y'all were conducting the investigation, right?
Our office was conducting the investigation.
So did you find it unusual or suspicious in any way that the chief of police for the conflicted Canton PD was the person driving by 34 Fairview looking for evidence?
Objection.
Can you answer that question, Sergeant?
Did she ignore you?
He would have to repeat it. There's just so much. I can't.
It was,
It was just
a little
so
word.
much.
I'll try it again. Did you find that suspicious?
Which part? You have to repeat the whole thing.
That Chief
Night,
Berkowitz
Holly.
from the conflicted
Thanks for
Canton
being
PD
here.
was at 34 Fairview looking for evidence.
The way you posed the question, I did not find it suspicious at all. He's the chief of the police in the town where he works, and he's driving down the street. I mean, that's not
Mwah.
suspicious.
With
Love
a
you,
conflict
girl.
of interest on the very case that he's driving by.
Objection.
Sustained.
You certainly knew, as a supervisor over the case officer, that any involvement by Canton Police Department, given the fact that there's a potential conflict, any involvement by them could compromise your otherwise clean investigation. You knew that, right?
Not necessarily, no.
Did Chief Berkowitz disclose to you that morning on February 4th that he had been communicating with Brian Higgins and Brian Albert, two witnesses on your case that morning?
Objection.
Sustained.
If you knew information about communication between and among Canton PD and your witnesses, you would find that inappropriate, would you not?
Objection.
Sustained.
You returned to the scene on February 10th, is that right? To conduct another search, you said.
I was present on the 10th, yes.
Who dispatched you back to, or did anybody dispatch you back to that location on February 10th? How did you end up there is a better way to ask it.
February 10th, just like previous days, we made plans to go to the location in the morning, in the afternoon, drive by. I was on my way to work and to home. So I traveled that route on purpose. And as evidence revealed itself due to the natural melting of the snow, we would stop and collect the visible evidence.
You believe at this point, sir, that whatever you might collect at the scene would obviously be important, correct?
Anything we collected that had evidentiary value or presented itself as somehow related to the crime or the incident would be collected.
And it would be important to the investigation, right? You treat it as important.
Treat it as important, yes.
So my question is, was, especially as it relates to the February 10th search, where there were multiple items found, did you seek to have CSSS come out and actually either mark with GPS coordinates or measure with cross coordinates exactly where each item of evidence was found?
We did not do that. We had collected so much evidence already, and so much has been documented at that point that we did not contact crime scene services to come back out and photograph more shards of glass and plastic. We simply collected it for processing.
So the location of each of those items was not of great importance to you, at least at that time?
It was of great importance as to the fact that it was located in the vicinity where the victim was found and in the vicinity of other items located of the same characteristic, shape, size, and color.
So that's my question. What does vicinity
In,
Wherever we put
in
them.
the area.
Okay, what does area mean?
It's a location, specific location.
Okay, are we talking about, if we do this all day, I guess, are we talking about an area
We
of 5
will.
feet or an area of 50 feet?
Based on where the items were recovered, we're talking about an
Ugh.
area approximately of
Slippery motherfucker.
30 square feet between the roadway into the grass. So it's the
We saw photographs, Sergeant, of items that were butted up against.
Wait. Wait. Also, wait. This first. Kimberly says it was stated on X today that the new acting attorney, do you mean Alessi, was the prosecutor against Brennan in the Whitey trial. Well, that's interesting. Can we verify that? Interesting. Head to head. I love Alessi a lot more than I love Brennan because I don't love Brennan at all. At all.
A fire hydrant in one instance, correct? Is that yes?
That's correct, yes.
A drinking straw that's out in the road, correct?
That's correct.
Another shard of glass that's in the grass, closer to
correct.
the flagpole, correct?
Correct.
A hat that's under the snow, adjacent to the left side of the flagpole, correct? I'm sorry, it wasn't. It was closer to the electrical box, wasn't it?
No, the pictures documented where the hat was. It was to the right of the flagpole.
So these shards of glass, the point I'm asking
Gotcha.
is, did you
Interesting.
seek
Thanks,
to
Kimberly.
use basic cross coordinates, measurements from something that you know is a known object, like for instance, I don't know, a flagpole or a fire hydrant? 27 inches to the north and 1.5 feet to the south of those two known points, that would give you a cross coordinate, correct?
It would document the exact location, correct?
And you did not do that with any of these items, correct?
The items that were not photographed were not also GPS located, but they were within the same vicinity of where the other items were collected.
But again, now we're back to the
Ugh.
same question.
Looking at the jury.
Your word for vicinity might be different than my word for vicinity, right?
Objection.
Sustain.
Gotcha. Mary Moraine. She was against Brennan in the Whitey trial. Okay. Interesting.
When you recover these items or any other items, it's obviously important to memorialize
Good to
on
have you
the
back, Mama She.
evidence bag or in some other way exactly where they're found, who found them, the date, time, etc. Correct?
We do the best we can to document all known information on each evidence item bag at the time.
And in terms of the February 10th search, I want to just ask you a couple of quick questions about that evidence bag. Did you bag the items into a single evidence bag that you found that day, or do you recall?
I would have to see the bag. If you have those available, I'll take a look. I can answer.
With the court's permission,
Thoughts and
exhibit,
prayers,
I think
Mama
it's
She.
310 that was entered into evidence yesterday. I'd like to display that for us.
Okay.
Welcome to my
You're
world.
looking at a
Whitman.
photograph of what was previously
Here we go.
entered into evidence as 310. Can you see that from where you're at? I don't have the evidence bag with me, so if you don't, I can certainly ask the space to enlarge it.
If you can enlarge it, please.
Just a portion right.
Me?
Madam Mayor, Coach.
Yes.
I didn't realize
Yes.
I've got a photograph of it.
Do you need the lights on, Sergeant?
Please. Thank you.
Amy's not having it. Boobs, Amy, boobs. Chat is bae. Also boobs.
Sergeant, have you been able to familiarize yourself with that evidence bag?
With the photograph, yes.
Okay, thank you. Taking a look at that evidence bag, it has
Yes,
the
nice.
information on it has your name is collected by, correct?
Correct.
The date of collection is February 10th, is that right?
That's what it says, yes.
Okay.
He's
and
so
it indicates
smart ass.
multiple pieces of red, black, and clear plastic, right? It actually says 6 pieces of red, black, and clear plastic, correct?
That's correct.
But that is not an evidence bag that was filled out by you.
I did not fill that bag out, no.
Matter of fact, that's Trooper Proctor's handwriting.
Oh, it's really nice handwriting. Although I can't talk, my handwriting is the worst. LA Horseshoe Freckle just said, I just did a Google search. I just did a Google. Did you say Hoslong? Did Mary Moraine prosecute Whitey Bulger? And yes, Mary Moraine did prosecute Whitey. Interesting. That's good for us, right? That's good for Karen. I feel like that's good for Karen.
I do not know what Trooper Proctor's handwriting is. I cannot confirm that that's his handwriting.
But it's not your handwriting.
It is not my handwriting, no.
So are you aware that this particular bag, that bag that contained those 6 items of plastic material that you already deemed was incredibly important to the investigation, was never put into any evidence until March 14th, the date that it was submitted to the crime lab?
I was not aware of that, no.
We can take that down, please. If I may approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, Lally. Nick,
Did you ever?
You didn't have to be
draft a
Google
report
Bukkake.
yourself documenting the recovery of those 6 items and the other 14 items that you said that you found on the same date, February 10th?
I did not know.
Did you leave that, assuming that Trooper Proctor would document that?
Objection.
Sustained. Ask it differently.
I'll ask it another way if I can. Did you believe that you didn't need to write a report?
Robin
Sergeant,
G's
because Trooper
back.
Proctor would take care of that?
Whatever
I
you
knew
do,
that it would be
Nick.
documented. It was already documented on the actual bag as far as
Nick, whatever you do, don't Google blue waffle. Bukkake is enough. I mean, Bukkake is plenty. Don't Google blue waffle.
who collected it, when, where, what it was, and a report eventually would be authored on it.
But the where, for all these very intricate pieces, the where is left to 34 Fairview on that, correct?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
Is that right?
The general vicinity location of the other items collected and documented with photographs was consistent with the same locations this was collected.
I want to shift gears for just a second. Well, actually, I want to ask one final question about that item.
Nick.
Based on the documentation that you just mentioned, that it's documented on the bag, and if the bag is presented to the crime lab on February 4th.
Well, Kirks, I feel like this is, I mean, you, oh my God, cheese. Cheese is getting me, chat. Cheese is getting me. It always happens. Wait. Hi, everyone. I had to take a break from YouTube after watching Lunatic Spanky completely misrepresent Dr. Rustle's testimony. It was, and like outright lie about shit. Bad. My blood was boiling at his downright lies, right? Well, come in, take a seat. Hopefully Bukkake is a more pleasant experience for you than Spanky.
I'm sorry, on March 14th, some 5 weeks later, those items were completely unaccounted for from a log standpoint.
Just don't get it in your eye, man.
Until they were booked at the crime lab, correct?
Objection.
Sustained. Ask it differently.
Possession of those items.
Katie.
For those 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Are you talking about the items that were just displayed on the screen?
I answer.
I did not.
Now I'd like to shift gears to a ring video that you saw yesterday. It's in Exhibit 6, video number 153. That may mean nothing to you. It's the 5:07 a.m. video of Ms. Reed's car pulling out of the One Meadows garage. Do you remember that video?
I do.
Okay. you indicated yesterday on questioning, under questioning by Mr. Lally, that Miss Reed's car came in contact with or close to coming in contact with the other vehicle, the Traverse, in the video. Is that right?
The video, as I watched the video, I observed the vehicle come near Mr. O'Keefe's car.
Okay, that's what I want to talk about. With the court's permission, maybe play that video one more time. Jason, you can pull that up, and then I'm going to ask you to pause it and get out of the way. Okay? Okay, can you just play that for a quick second, and then I'll ask you to pause it.
All right, here we go.
Does
Pause,
that
yes,
appear to
pause.
be, I'm just pausing it in the first 2 or 3 seconds. Does that appear to be the video that you saw yesterday?
It appears that way, yes.
Okay. Mr. Bates, if you could enlarge the area around the right, the left.
Hey, chat, just letting you know, I think we're gonna call it at in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, because I know Aiden's going live, obviously, at 9 your time, and we'll be up to 3 hours then. It's a lot of testimony. We don't need to do another marathon stream. I didn't start early enough for that, so we'll do the second half of Bukkake sometime through the week, and then go with Tully on Saturday, and I'll make sure we have enough time to get through most of it before Aiden goes live on Saturday. So hang in there. We got this. Let's watch this shit.
Rear tire of the Traverse. I'm going to ask you, sir, if you'll pay close attention to what's been zoomed, and when the SUV gets close to it, I'm going to pause it and ask you another question. Can you go ahead and play this?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this.
So why don't we pause the screen, take it down, and I'll see you at sidebar.
Sidebar. Sidebar. Yes, I dare say Aiden will have all the tea to spill. So it makes sense that we wrap it up by then. Yes, he will. So drop a sidebar in the chat, and I will skip through this while you do. Somehow. Walk and talk, chat. Walk and talk.
If you can have the lights dim, Your Honor.
Sure.
Sure. Sure.
Okay, go ahead and enlarge the rear area of the Traverse.
Aww.
And I'm going to ask you to pay special attention to that wheel and any movement that you may or may not see.
Yeah.
Okay, pause it.
True, Joey.
Okay, in about the next 3 seconds, Sergeant, I'm asking you to pay special attention to
Thank you, babe.
We can have the lights on. And you can take that down. Sergeant, were you able to see that video? I know it's not the clearest thing in the world, but were you able to see that video okay?
Yes.
What did you notice about the rear wheel of the Traverse?
Based on the motion in the shot with the snow falling, it appears that there is movement, but the video speaks for itself.
What would you assess
Aiden
based on
Turtle Boy.
the movement of the rear
Aiden
wheel
Turtle
of
Boy.
the Traverse about
Obviously.
whether or not the two vehicles came in contact with one another?
Objection.
Sustained.
Okay.
Fancy that. She sustained it. Fuck's sake.
May I have just a moment, Your Honor?
Yes.
Enjoy, Katie. Enjoy. Here's another one for you. I don't know if you need another one, but have it. Have it.
Shawty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shawty.
Yes, I remember that, Prince Lover. Was that the fucking pedo pirate? I feel like it was. Fuck right off. It's not inverted, but the cameras were. Interesting. Interesting. This is what we say to that, right?
May I inquire?
Well,
Yes, thank you. I'm trying to use my time wisely, Your Honor. Yesterday, Sergeant, you were asked about a couple of videos related to the Sallyport garage. Do you have that in mind?
Yes.
Matter of fact, we watched one of them pretty specifically toward the end of the day yesterday. Did you actually, I want to talk about the one that is the clearer of the two,
Okay.
where you slip. You remember that one?
It is like I didn't slip.
If you pull it up, I can.
I will in just
That's
a
what she
second.
said.
There was one where Mr. Lally paused it and you were slipping in front of the, in front of
Lol.
the vehicle.
Lol.
I don't recall myself slipping, no, but
Whatever. You
it was
slipped, you
icy
fucking
that day.
buffoon.
So if there's documentation of me slipping, I might have
Fair
happened.
enough, fair enough. I wasn't, I
You
didn't mean anything
buffoon.
by that, other than that was a moment that I thought you might recall to differentiate the videos. It's exhibit 446, but I don't think that's gonna help you. All right, let's see if I can do this another way. Did you actually personally go to Canton, Canton PD, to retrieve any or all of the videos of the Sallyport? You yourself?
I did go to Canton and
Oh God, he's talking so slowly.
collect already extracted video,
Okay.
but it was a portion of video surveillance. I didn't collect all of the video, so
When was the most recent time that you went to Canton to collect a portion of the video?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Did you
You're not
review
sorry.
the?
You're lying,
well, let me ask
liar.
it this way: did you collect the video that was sought on or about April 23rd, April 24th this year, meaning just a few weeks ago?
Did I collect it?
Correct.
I did not collect that video of April this year. No.
You're aware that the video that you saw yesterday was in fact collected after the trial started in April 2024.
Objection.
Sustained.
Are you aware of when that video that we saw yesterday was collected?
Objection.
I am not aware.
Okay. Was yesterday the first time you'd seen that video?
No.
When had you seen that video previously?
A couple of weeks ago.
Okay. What were the circumstances in which you saw that video?
Objection.
Sustained.
Did you have a meeting with the DA?
Right, Andy.
Action.
He's such a creep. He's such a creep. He thinks he's so good.
Did you ever have any kind of communication with Mr. Lally about your testimony?
Objection.
Sustained.
May we approach?
Yes.
Up. You are muted. You are muted. Kirk says, since when do detectives dry out clothes in their office on a murder investigation? I think probably these guys do whatever the fuck they want, right? The entire bag should have gone directly to the forensic lab for them to dry out using scientific devices to retain evidence. Amen. I like douche canoe too. I mean, like douche nozzle, douche canoe, douche bag. Katie says when RO was vacated, Melanie was streaming Karen's hearing, and she goes, breaking news from the courtroom across the street, Aiden's RO was vacated. It was hilarious. Ah, so good. Ah, the French cufflinks, right? He thinks he's so good. He's a doctor. He's like so smart. He takes a long time to read anything though, right, chat? Hang on, let me skip through this. Ah! No screaming.
Yes.
Thank you. Sergeant, did you have any meetings or communications with Mr. Lally in anticipation of your testimony?
Yes.
When was that?
It was about 2 weeks ago, and then
Oh my God, he talks so slowly.
last week, I believe.
And what was discussed? Generally?
Generally, we discussed the portions of the case that I would be presenting.
Did you write a report about your communications with Mr. Lally?
No, I did not.
Were you shown any of the videos that you've seen here in anticipation of your testimony?
Not during the first meeting. I did review a video during the second time.
Okay.
Right,
And
Super
that video
Screw?
was that you did see the second time was the interior video of the Sallyport that we saw yesterday, correct?
I'm just trying to remember exactly what video I saw. I had reviewed videos outside of our meeting, so I don't remember exactly what video Mr. Lally showed me.
But you do recall seeing the video that you saw yesterday, the sort of clear one that has the crime scene tape being put up and all that. You have seen that one before,
Yes,
and that was with Mr. Lally, correct?
that is not correct because I do not recall when I saw that video or what video I saw with Mr. Lally.
I see. All right. I'd like to talk about that exhibit 446 for a second, and then I'll show it to you. You indicated that the video that all the videos, everything that you saw yesterday was true and accurate, correct? Based on your memory of the events that were memorialized in the video?
The video captures events taking place in accurate fashion, yes.
In an accurate fashion. All right, that's what I wanted to find out.
Interesting.
And after you watched the video, I think you were asked by Mr. Lally, does the video show you or Trooper Proctor having access to or messing with in any way that right rear tail light in any fashion? And you said never.
I was asked if at any point Trooper Proctor and I had came into contact, I believe, or touched the vehicle and that portion of the vehicle, and I said never. We never touched the vehicle prior to it being properly processed with a search warrant.
And that was specifically his question was to, and your answer was to the right rear portion of the vehicle, right? That right rear tail light.
The right rear damaged taillight, correct.
With the court's permission, I'd like to play a portion of Exhibit 446.
Okay.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Before we begin playing it, Mr. Bates, if you wouldn't mind, may I inquire, Your Honor, of the witness, just to lay foundation? Sergeant, do you recognize this as being the video that we saw yesterday?
It does look accurate.
Okay.
Yes.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page. This is 446, just so you have it in mind if I reference that. So basically, you could play that. And I think it's runtime 120.
This is great. I love this. Taking us so long to get here. Fuck. Jesus, fuck, chat.
Pause it. Do you recognize that as the video we saw yesterday?
Yes, I do.
It was a fraud on the court, chat. Absolutely. And on the jury.
Very briefly, if you could move to time of day, 5:37:05.
What the fuck? Someone's crunching ice. No ice crunching.
Shawty, swing my way. Swing it over here, shawty.
Back it up like a dump truck. Right there. Let's fucking go.
With court's permission, can we play this one?
Yes.
All right, that shows the vehicle coming into the Sallyport, and we're looking at which side of the vehicle?
So that is the driver's side of the vehicle. What that video depicts is a mirror collection. Although mirrors are accurate representation of what you're seeing, it's just inverted. So that is the driver's side of the vehicle. I do not know why it is inverted, but that's the way it was presented, collected and presented from Canton Police.
Can you see a timestamp or a time and date stamp on the bottom of that? It's in blue.
I cannot know.
Does it appear that time and date stamp, if you can't read every letter on it, that is in correct order? In other words, that's not inverted.
I cannot read it, no.
All right, let's go and play this for a second.
Let's fucking go. Interesting
Who's that that
stuff.
just got out of the car?
I do not know. I think that's the tow truck driver. He would have the only access to the vehicle. We did not touch the vehicle.
Who's that on the left?
I missed that. I was looking down at the laser pointer.
Whatever.
I do not know. I know for a fact I'm the gentleman that's wearing a dark olive drab state police
Winter hat.
baseball style hat.
Winter
and
hat.
Trooper Mike Proctor is wearing a winter hat.
Winter hat. A beanie.
Trooper Proctor's wearing what?
A winter hat.
A beanie.
Back that up. That was playing, and I didn't realize it was playing while you were talking.
Oh my God, the apparitions. Oh!
Stop. And then stop. Yesterday, when you testified, you indicated that the two individuals in this scene were you and Trooper Proctor, correct?
That is not correct. There was two individuals in the rear of the vehicle. I shined my light to. That was me and Trooper Proctor.
Do you see Trooper Proctor toward the back of the rear of the vehicle there?
Tampering with the taillight.
I can't tell because of what the head is. I just know that Trooper Proctor was wearing a black hat.
Which the person in that in the video to the left, to the rear of the car is wearing a black hat, correct?
I can't tell. I don't want to be locked into a statement where later on you show me that it's somebody else magically. I can't testify to that.
There's no magic about this. It's your testimony. I'm just asking you what you see.
I
Some
don't
magic.
see that. No.
Oops, a daisy.
Let's go ahead and play this
Whoopsies. Cool. Thank you, Taryn. So wait, I'll just pause it. So if you stick around for another 5 minutes chat, we'll wrap it up and we'll get into the rest of this cross-examination another night this week. Taryn set up a portal, a redirect to Aiden's stream. So when we hit end, you can stick around to the end of the song or you can go directly there. Make sure you say Shorty Raid when you jump into the chat so that Turtle Boy, Aiden and chat knows that we're sending y'all over there. I'll probably be in the chat for a little bit, although also publicly Buzzed is live at the moment, so I might go there instead. But anyway, oh, Bob, been a member for a month. Amazing. Bob loves boobs. It's very obvious. Loves boobs.
Do you see the person toward the back of the vehicle walking toward the opposite side of the SUV?
I do.
What area does he appear to be going to?
He appears to be going towards the rear passenger side of the vehicle, although it does not appear so because the video is inverted, a mirror image. That's where he's going.
And Sergeant Bukhenik, you testified for at least a half an hour about this video yesterday, correct?
I'm sorry, it was a long day. I don't know the timing of how long I testified.
You significantly testified about this video yesterday, did you not?
I testified about this video.
And you testified that it was true and accurate, correct?
Correct.
You testified that it was reflective of your observations of what was happening in that Sallyport that evening, correct?
I testified that this is a accurate scene and collection of video evidence from the Sallyport.
And as that truck sits in that Sallyport, just like this, it appears from all perspectives that what we're looking at is the passenger side of the car, and that right rear taillight is right there shining in our face, correct? From this perspective.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
From this perspective, from the perspective that the jurors are looking at,
okay.
From all indications, that would appear to be the right side of the truck, the passenger side of the truck. And that
Hey,
taillight that
Taryn,
you can see
what's
is the
Amy's
right rear
GoFundMe?
taillight From this perspective, correct?
The way it presents itself, yes.
And yesterday, during the entirety of your questioning by Mr. Lau, not
Bye,
once
Patricia.
did
Thank
you
you.
mention that this video is actually completely inverted.
I did not know.
Mr. Liley didn't ask you if it was inverted, correct?
That's correct.
And if I hadn't gotten up here and begun questioning you, that would be left uncorrected.
See you there then,
Objection.
Patricia.
Sustained.
Thank you,
The
Taryn.
person with the winter cap appears to walk directly.
All right, it's getting spicy. So rather than cut it through the spicy, we'll end it. We'll end it for today and tonight, and come back to the beginning of this spiciness another night this week. Before you all head off, remember, please donate to Amy's GoFundMe to help her battle against breast cancer. If you weren't here at the start, our boy Joseph Kane donated a smooth $999 to Amy's GoFundMe. Just $1 shy of me taking my top off. Oof, so close, so close. If someone else wants to donate $1,000, but you know, never know. But this, yes. Sammy says, I'll be sending you a couple of mod shirts. Oh my God, so exciting. Joseph and Taryn are in the process of help doing some research on shorty merch as well. So that's cool. But yes, how exciting. I'll be able to rock them on the streams. Cool. Steph's coming in hot at the end, flicking out a Joey one. Thank you so much, darling. Thank you so much, everybody. Well, Amy, you're incredible. So anything we can do for you, you've got this. Joe is an angel. He's lovely. So make sure if you're heading over to Aiden's stream, Turtle Boy, you say Shorty Raid. And if you're coming over to Kick, I'm going to go to Kick and have some fun, have a wine, a bit of day drinking. See you tomorrow night. We've got something scheduled for some time, but I might change things around a little bit so we can do the rest of this Bukkake, because, you know, Bukkake. Thanks, mods. Thank you to all my beautiful moderators. Sammy, Nick was here for a bit. Amy, Taryn, Prince Lover, Amber was here for a bit. Steph's here. Shelby was here for a bit. Thank you all so much. Mod love. Love you all. There it is. Publicly buzzed. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. You get seen in the chat there too. Not that you don't get seen in Turtle Boy's chat, but I love your faces so very much. Thank you for all the love and the fun and the insights and the jokes. Thanks, Stream Elements, for the dad jokes. Lol. Night, everyone. Let's do this. Wait. I'm going to do this properly. God, I'm such a professional. It's endearing. Love your faces. See you all tomorrow night. Hopefully. Mwah!
It's on this shorty new year. Shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty. We're so glad you're here. Camp Shorty is where you will find family. Our mod Avengers will greet you with glee. At Camp Shorty, you can shine and shine bright, because in Shorty Camp leader is a fucking delight. It's on this Shorty new year. Shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty. We're so glad you're here. Your opinions are valid. You can fly like a bird with your comments and scream. You will always be heard. It's the best chat on YouTube. You can cuss all you want. And here at Camp Shorty, we even say cut. It's on this Shorty new year. Shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty. We're so glad you're here. Let your caps be free. It's so liberating. We stay on topic, although occasionally things get a bit feral, but it's clear to see. It's a lit Shorty new year. A Shorty new year. Come along to Camp Shorty. We're so glad you're here. Camp Shorty is where you will find family. Our mod Avengers will greet you with glee. At Camp Shorty, you can shine and shine bright, because in Shorty Camp leader is